Hi, everybody. I am just getting tuned in. I'm glad to see you all here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I have just a couple things to do. Hey, UTN, I'll be right with you. I have some good videos today. I have a machete attack caught on video, which is kind of cool. Uh, Although it ends in this guy dying, which is unfortunate. Although I would have fucking put him down a lot faster than the cops seem to. Which is not something you hear me say a whole lot. So I hope you all are doing, yeah, machete, right? Fucking A, man. That's some scary shit looking down the barrel of a machete. Don't you know? Let's see. Okay, I'm almost ready. We're going to be waist deep in that anytime. And we have 6 video clips. That includes the fucking tiger. I have 6 video clips. I have embassy attack. Was there really an imminent embassy attack? That's the question of this video. I have the Secret Service, the head of the actually the guy who's not the head of the Secret Service is refusing to hand over the Secret Service travel cost to Congress until after the election, right? So you don't want they don't want everybody to know how much Trump is spending on his Mar-a-Lago stuff. Okay, and that he's charging the government for hotel rooms at his Mar-a-Lago place so that the Secret Service can stay there. Uh, they don't want the Trump voters, the Trump supporters to know that he's doing that. So they're not going to release that information until after the election because then it doesn't matter anymore what you think. Let's see, fucking tiger. Have videos. Twitter bans Venezuelan politicians. Yeah, and Epstein. More Epstein video accidentally deleted. I have that video and the machete attack, of course, as I mentioned earlier. Now, let us. Hey, is this thing on? Is this thing on? That's working. Is this thing on? I think it's on. Okay, so my name's Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. We do this live call-in show every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Thank you so much for tuning in. It makes a huge difference when you're here. Because if you weren't here, this would be completely meaningless. I'd just be sitting here smoking weed by myself. But since I know you're here, we can all smoke weed together. Isn't that cool? Speaking of which, who's ready for a fat dab? I know I am. It's gotta be 420 somewhere, right? This is my waist deep. Get a fat dab. You know why I like the waist deep so much? You know why I like it so much? Because it's skunky. I love skunky. Skunky. Hello, caller.
Michael, it's your boy DP.
Why, getting a little DP, brah?
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt you, doing your thing, getting your prep ready. So please continue.
Have you ever truly interrupted me, Pete? You might have tried once or twice, but I don't think you actually accomplished it.
Every time I call your show, I interrupt it. I mean, half the time I call.
But it's a welcome interruption, so it's really not. It's really not an interruption since it's a welcome interruption, right?
Oh fuck, man! I gotta get my headphones. Shit.
Oh fuck, shit, stack. When is this crap gonna stop, Pete? Gotta get your fucking headphones.
When is it gonna stop? It's never gonna stop, Mike.
Never.
It's never gonna stop. This has been our existence since ancient Egyptian fucking Assyrian times, bro, and it's never gonna fucking change. It's always gonna be like this.
Always.
And
Well, then it's not going to be like this much longer, then, if that's what you're saying. Because you kind of reach a peak of warfare, and then it's all done. And it's so strange that people can't see that.
colonialism
How
and
can
militarism
humans
never
look,
stop.
Pete? How can humans not realize this? That warfare only leads to this peak where then it all stops. And I mean,
we realize this, we do, but the people in power and the people in charge, they only benefit from this, militaristic, imperialistic, colonialistic, whatever you want to call it, bullshit they have going on. So, we clearly see it as silly. It's silly. We all know it's silly, but, nothing's ever going to get done about it because we're just little people and we really don't have any say or control over anything. So, and that's what it is.
well, I think that we're little people and we don't have a say because they got us all divided down into little people instead of being the people, we the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do to a degree. To a degree, yeah.
So, Pete.
I didn't see. I'm setting up my. That sounded beautiful, whatever that sound was. Like Darth Vader taking his fucking helmet off. No, it's actually Mike lighting up his fucking rig.
So, what's happening in Rhode Island? Is it cold there? It's about to snow here.
Yeah, it's fucking cold, bro. Of course it is.
It's fucking cold here, man. It hasn't been like this all winter so far. It's fucking cold here now. In the snow, man.
Yeah, it's weird. It goes from like it's like we have weird like warm spurts though. Like it was really fucking warm oddly the other day. It was very strange. Nice but strange. I don't know. I'm not complaining. Global warming all day, bro. I hate when it's cold. Bring on the global warming.
I'm good with cold. I like the option to wear sleeves or shorts or whatever. I like around 50 degrees is really nice. 60 degrees is perfect.
Yo, Mike, I want to tell you something, bro.
Yeah, what's up now?
Yo, I made a batch that was like a coconut oil batch. I made it for 6 hours. That shit wasn't as potent as my 4.5 hour batch, bro. What the fuck?
I don't know. Maybe your tolerance keeps going up.
Nah, bro, you keep telling me to go for longer and longer. Longer is better. Longer ain't better, bro.
The last batch, you did not agree with those words that you just spoke. The last batch, you agreed. Longer is better. We need to go a little longer. So you went maybe the right amount in the last batch, and then you pushed it just a little too far in this batch. So maybe not. Maybe some other fucking aspect of what's happening happened.
Can I talk? Can I speak now, Mike?
Well, maybe. If you don't start acting like it's my fault that your shit isn't as strong as you want it to be.
Well, Mr. Mike always says, you've always told me, Mike, well, I go for 24 hours, and I keep adding more weed to my stuff, and, all this shit. And when I do that, when I go for longer than 5 hours, I'm noticing that the potency is going down.
Okay, well, you've only listen to me. You've only gone 5 hours once, and you've only gone longer than 5 hours once. So don't act like every time I go longer than 5 hours, you only did that once, man. So, and there's other fucking issues that could be fucking the reason why your shit isn't the way you want it this time.
You're right. There are variables at play. Okay, here's what I'll do. Mike. I'll do a design experiment on the next ounce that I buy. I'll split it, and I'll do 1 ounce. I'll do for 6, and 1 ounce I'll do for like 4.5.
You know what, Pete? That honestly, sounds like a brilliant thing to do. If you really want to know the truth, right?
This is the scientific approach, and because I think that my last batch that went for 4.5 hours was actually more potent than the last batch that I made that went for almost 6 hours. So, and I think what happens is over the course of that time, the THC, if it's kept, and I keep my temperature at like 220 F, in between 210 and 220 F over the course of my my processing time. And over the course of 4.5 to 6 hours, I think it may start converting from THC to CBN, or whatever it is, CBN, which is the more sleepy, if your edibles make you really sleepy and shit, then that may be an indication that you've converted too much of your THC into CBN. So maybe a lot of these people online that I see going for 2.5, 3.5 hours, maybe they got it right. I don't know, but it's very very dependent on temperature. There's such a significant difference between just 210 degrees Fahrenheit and 220. You know what I mean? It really is such a sensitive process, making edibles and shit, when it comes to potency. So it's crazy. Crazy.
Well, sounds like we got the right man on the job trying to figure this shit out. That's all I'm saying.
You absolutely do. Absolutely.
So, you have a plan to make another batch this weekend? Did you make new gummies? What shapes did you make?
Bro, I got all kinds. Oh man, I do infusions too. I'll do half lemon flavor and half blue lemon, blueberry flavor, and then I'll mix them in together. But it's fun. I got pig molds. I got bears. I got
What kind did you make? Are you making all different kinds, or are you just making one kind in particular?
No, well, all of these are pretty much 1 to 2 mil molds. They're all the same size, but they're different things. They're bears, frogs, lions, tigers, and bears.
Nice.
And, all kinds of fun things. Gems. I have diamond molds.
Yeah, you said you like the diamonds.
Yes, the gem molds. They're very fun. I'm enjoying it thoroughly, but there's a lot of there's a lot more experimentation and R&D and development
and that's
this mic. So
and that's what the facts are, Pete. This is what I keep saying. The only real knowledge is experience. So you can watch whatever video it is you see, but until you actually do it, and you do it, and you do it, you won't know what it is that you want to be making happen until you do it yourself,
Well, a lot of these people, if you try to go online and look up, okay, how do I make a good batch of, weed butter or whatever, a lot of these people, they're all fucking stoners like you and me. They don't go into much, depth as they should. They don't really show you all their secrets.
Oh, they're not being scientific enough for you, Pete?
No, well, they're just not, they're not quite as, they're very hands off, yeah, whatever, bro. I just put it on.
I just keep throwing weed in there, man. I just keep throwing. There's more room. Let's put some more weed in there. Yeah.
No one. We need more scientific, kind of videos to really instruct people how to properly make some really potent shit.
Well, maybe you should fucking record a video of when you do it for 3 hours or whatever you're going to do it for, and when you do it for 5 hours, and then decide if one is better than the other, and show people why or what you think the reason is that one is better than the other.
Yeah.
Yes. Because nobody else is doing that.
Regardless, I'm all about the mason jar method. The mason jar method is the way to go, bro.
Right.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, I can I bet I could fit 3 mason jars in my fucking crock pot and then just turn it up on full blast with some water in there.
Yeah, I would put it in your oven first. I would put it in your oven, at 250 for an hour or whatever. Decarb it in the mason jar, but when you take it, I highly recommend that because you'll even get a layer of resin and tar and terpenes all on the side and shit.
Yeah.
But then when you take it out, and then when you open it, it creates a vacuum in the jar.
Yeah.
So when you open the jar, it's gonna be and it's gonna create this huge fucking vacuum. It's gonna open, and all your flour in the jar is gonna your thing is kind of fly out of the jar, but it won't. But and then you decarb it in that big ass mason jar, and then you add your butter to that same jar. I'm telling you, bro, you're gonna get some fucking knockout results. Knockout.
I will consider it. I'm very seriously considering your what's that thing I gotta get to add to it?
Oh, Yeah, lecithin. That's the
Lecithin.
emulsifier.
Yeah, I gotta get
Lecithin.
that.
Yeah.
See, I got like hundreds and hundreds of these things, man. I gotta make a batch of butter out of these things because they're like
These things. What these things?
these things, these
Oh
fucking.
yeah, chips.
I
Rocket
gotta
chips.
make. I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these things, and they're starting to pile up around here. So I gotta like get rid of some of them. I don't want to just throw them
Mike,
away.
melt some coconut oil and some lecithin. For every cup of lecithin, and you can do this with butter too. But for every cup of whatever you do, you want to use like a tablespoon of lecithin.
Okay.
And dissolve the lecithin. Heat up your butter or your coconut oil, whatever, in the lecithin. The lecithin will dissolve.
Yeah.
And then I'm telling you, like the lecithin is really good at extracting the THC from the plant. It helps a lot, so that you don't have to heat it for as long.
Yeah. No, I think that I might try that this next batch.
Yeah, try it, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Mason jar all the way too. Seals it all in.
I don't know about the mason jar part, but I might try the lecithin. Lecithin. Lecithin.
Yeah. All right. Try the lecithin. The mason jar too, because I'm telling you, it locks everything in. And when it takes up your whole appointment,
I hear what you're saying, and I understand why, for multiple reasons, why to do it that way. But I do it the way I want to do it. I'm just thinking that the lecithin sounds like a good something to add to my stuff. I like my stuff.
Yeah, it definitely will help to extract it for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. A lot of people bitch about lecithin because they say when I add lecithin, it doesn't taste as good. But personally, I haven't noticed a difference in my taste. And taste. Who gives a fuck about taste? We care about getting fucked up. When we eat our edibles,
that's why I make the shit. I mean, it tastes like if you're making strong butter, it doesn't taste all that good, anyways. It's not like you're gonna butter your toast with it, and eat it that way.
And it doesn't really taste that bad.
Although I've known people who've done that before, but I can't eat a piece of toast like that. That butter is way too strong. The flavor is just way too strong. I love the smell of it. I love the smell of it.
Your butter is dark ass fucking as mine.
Oh my god, dude! I have it in a bag of chicken nuggets, right? Like an empty bag of chicken nuggets in a Ziploc bag inside an empty bag of chicken nuggets, right? And I pull it out and I open the bag of chicken nuggets and it just smells like skunk. I'm like, holy shit, that's some good stuff. That's another reason I got to make another batch, because I don't want to eat up all that stuff. It's so good, and it's going bye-bye. It's almost gone.
I'm telling you, bro. You've been going. I see you on your crock pot going for 24 hours and doing all this crazy shit. I'm telling you, go with the mason. Try a mason jar batch. It'll blow your fucking mind. You only got to go for 4.5 fucking hours. Decarb your weed in the mason jar, and then add your butter to it. Seal it all up in the. It's not going to stink up your apartment. The mason jar is going to get pressurized, but it'll be fine. And you'll get some fucking fantastic shit, especially if you're using lecithin. I'm telling you, make a little trial batch with that, and it's going to blow your fucking mind. I guarantee you, bro.
I'll think about it. I don't want to go buy a mason jar. I don't want to go buy a mason jar.
It's fucking $1.
Where?
Go to Stop and Shop, or they don't have Stop and Shop. Whatever the fucking big grocery chain on the fucking West Coast is.
Man, I don't think it's $1. But I'll look.
What has to do? It's fucking not that expensive. Go on fucking Amazon and buy a case of mason jars for fucking $10.
Case of mason. Yeah, I don't want to spend $10 on a case of mason jars. I got so many fucking jars here now. I don't want to buy more jars.
You really are a Jew, aren't you? You fucking cheap bastard.
I live on a shoestring. I live on a shoestring. Okay.
I will donate. I will donate to you the money that you need to buy mason jars.
The money that I need is to buy pizza, and then maybe I can worry about mason jars after I have plenty of pizza.
Mike, are you really financially have problems? Because I see so many people in this chat just riding your fucking dick all day. I can't even fucking call your show anymore, because everyone's as soon as one caller hangs up, the next one calls in. People are on Mike's dick, so I'm like, damn, Mike's doing pretty fucking good.
No, but, I have no money, dude. I have no money. It's not funny. I mean, it's really. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind because I have a great life. You know, I mean, I don't want people to feel bad for me or anything.
Dude, you don't need money. Well, money doesn't fucking mean anything
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
I
I have a
make
great
money and it's
life.
fucking nothing.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I had plenty of opportunities to choose money. You know, I mean, I could have sold out Mox News back in the day. I'm sure for a lot of money. You know, and I've had so many other fucking opportunities. It's just I'm not good. I'm not. I think there's some kind of like I'm really kind of anti money. I think I think I'm probably terrified that if I had a lot of money that I wouldn't live very
No,
long.
you're right. Money is nothing.
Yeah. So, you know,
You know,
I'm just
if you
trying
need
to.
money to be happy in your life, then you're just a boring, shitty fucking person.
Well,
That's all it is.
I don't think that people. I think that people. You know, think that they'll be happy when they get money. When I get money, I'm gonna be so happy. You know, you know, I'm telling you. I said before.
I
You know,
mean,
when I was
yeah.
16, my dad put $1 million cashier's check down in front of me and said, all you have to do is listen to what I say for the next 5 years and follow me and do as I do, and that and a whole lot more can be yours. And I was like, and I pushed it back to him. I said, you know what? It clearly doesn't make you happy. I don't know why you'd want to push it onto me. Right? I think I fucking broke him, man, when I said that to him. I think
No,
that
well,
was
with
kind of it.
more money comes more responsibility.
Yeah.
And really, in my life, I would like as little responsibility as possible. And that's just how I am. Some people are not that way, but me personally, you know, I don't like. And that happens to me a lot in my job. People are like, oh, you should go for a management position. You should go for this. And I'm like,
Ugh.
go fuck yourself. No, I don't want to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I don't. I like being the guy in the back, you know, just chilling, getting by. Because I don't need a lot to get by. I
Yeah.
don't.
That's what I'm
I don't.
saying. You know, it's not like I'm going hungry. You know, it's not like, you know, I'm really lucky because I have really good friends. Like, I've never bought a computer. I do all this crazy. I've done all this fucking amazing fucking shit online, and I've never bought a computer. You know,
Yo,
so
shout out Craig.
yeah, Craig and Sam and you know, it's really amazing that the life that I've had, the things that I've made happen. I'm not. It's just you know, it is. There's a lot of penny pinching on my side that has to always happen.
Yeah,
I
that
haven't
sucks,
bought a
bro.
pair of shoes in 5 years, dude. All
What the
my
fuck? I
all
just
my
donated like.
all my pants have holes in the crotches because my balls will not be contained. I have to be careful when I go to
All
make
right,
a
bro.
video. When I go to make gardening videos, I have to make sure that I put on a pair of pants that doesn't have a hole in the crotch, so when I'm bending over, I don't give everybody a nice fruit bowl.
I love a good fruit bowl. Good banana with some grapes and grapefruits.
Well, anyways, Pete,
You need some new shoes, Mike? I'll give you a nice
Papa
donation,
needs a
Mike.
pair of
What kind of
shoes.
shoes do
Come
you
on,
want?
baby, Papa needs a new pair of shoes. Let's see it. Hmm.
What kind of shoes do you want, bro?
I don't know. You want me to go pick something out and put it
What
on
kind
my
of shoes do you
Amazon
like?
wish list? You want me to go pick something out and put it on my Amazon wish list? Is that what you want?
Yeah, do it. I'll buy you some new shoes, bro.
You're the man, Pete.
No
Socks too?
problem.
All my socks have holes in them. I was just
No,
thinking that.
I'm not buying you socks.
All
I'm not
right,
buying you
fucker.
fucking socks.
Fine. I'll put that on the
I'll
wish
buy
list too.
you.
Maybe someone else will look at the wish list and they'll buy me fucking socks. That's
How do I act? Where is it?
that.
Where is this wish list, Mike?
It's in the fucking. It's right here. Isn't in the below the. There it is. Amazon wish list. Isn't that it? I need a hard drive too. If anybody could kick down for a hard drive, I'm out of hard drive space again.
Mike, post the link, bro, and I'll buy you some new kicks, bro. Whatever you want.
Yeah. Okay, right on. Well, that's really nice of you, Pete. I'll go shopping and find
Cause
some.
you gotta roll in style, bro. We can't have you fucking rolling around with some fucking shit kicks, bro.
Uh,
You gotta be rolling. You
I,
gotta be rolling hot.
well, that's very
I
nice
can't
of
be
you,
happy.
Pete. But that probably not ever
You
gonna
gotta be
happen.
out there styling on these motherfuckers. This is bullshit. I ain't having this.
Okay, Pete.
Mike's gotta roll in fucking style, and it starts with the feet. It starts with the feet.
You know what? It's nice to have a
All
nice
right,
pair of shoes.
we're gonna start from the feet, and we're gonna work you up, Mike.
All right, gonna have a makeover on Moxie.
I mean, shoes at the least. You gotta have some flat kicks, bro.
It makes a big difference to have
And
a
by the
decent
way,
pair of shoes.
I'm not buying some like bullshit ass like. Don't you dare like have me like buy you some like white New Balances like you're a fucking 90-year-old woman.
Uh
Fuck that. Buy some fly ass kicks. You
huh.
know,
I'll
some
go look
classy
at. I,
kicks.
I'll go look and see what they have, Pete. Thank you very much. It's very nice of you. It's very. You're an awesome guy. Very nice.
Sorry. I love you, bro. That's why.
I know you guys are the greatest. And again, that's the only reason, again, because of people like Craig and Pete and Wilco and Michelle, and all the wonderful people who throughout the years have taken a moment to give something back. Okay, that's the only reason Mox News is still here. That's the reason now we're doing this awesome green screen thing, or at least the call-in show and all that, because you guys seem to really like the call-in show, and it's and I don't know, the YouTube's going squirrely. It looks like this is a good alternative to just my archiving of videos, although that's still important to me too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm looking at your wish list. You got like all hard drives. Damn, you want
I
hard drives.
I
You're all
I
about hard drives, huh?
I go through the hard drives, Pete. Like every month, I use a hard drive. You see how much they cost?
Yeah, it's
Every month,
crazy.
I gotta fucking come up with a new hard, or else I have to throw away all the fucking video that I collected. I can throw away all the video that I collected, or I need a hard drive. I need like 2 terabytes every month.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I hate the idea of throwing away the video so much that I would probably quit if that's the way it had to be all the time, where I just threw away all the video. I would probably quit doing this because I'm an archivist. Once I grab that video, I'm holding on to it. I have everything that I've ever posted on YouTube. And so much more stuff that people have probably never even seen. So many people have never seen.
Dude, I've been following you for like 10 years now, 12, more than that.
So
That's
I have everything.
crazy.
I have about 30 hard drives back there right now. Maybe 35 hard drives, and then like 10,000 fucking DVDs.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about Iran, Mike. I'm
I'm
not
not
going to talk
talking about.
about
I
it.
didn't say anything about Iran. I didn't even put any.
I'm
I didn't
not,
even put anything
no,
in the title about Iran.
I know. I'm telling you right now that I'm not going to talk about it.
Well, you are.
All right, you know what? Maybe I do want to talk about it. Maybe I do. Maybe
What
I
is
do.
it? What is it that you want to talk about?
I don't know. Because what pisses me off is that I can't pay enough attention to this as much as I would like to. Because I'm so busy and shit all the time, and working and shit.
Look, Pete. Here's the reason.
So,
Here's the reason that you can't pay as much attention to it as you would like to, is because it doesn't add anything to your life. Doesn't add anything good or anything positive. And if it
but
was,
I want to know what the fuck is going on.
right.
I really want. I don't want to know what's going on at the surface layer with what everyone's telling me on the mainstream. I want to really know what the fuck's going on. And if I really want to know what's going on, Mike, I got to dig a little deep. And if I'm going to dig a little deep, then it's going to take some hours of research to really delve into this shit. And I really don't have time to do that. I'm working all goddamn day,
Well,
and that's why I rely on people like you for this shit. So, from what I can tell, this guy that got assassinated. Look, I don't understand why Iran is I understand why they're like plotting shit against us, but like, so Trump bombs this guy, he kills him, and maybe he was doing plotting some shit against Americans. I don't deny it, because we're constantly plotting against them as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, it works both ways. I understand it. And then this guy gets fucking, you know, Trump catches him, he blows him up. You know, a lot of Americans think he's a fucking hero. And maybe it is good that Iran's kind of weakened on the military side for us. Maybe it works better for us as Americans that they're kind of weakened as a nation on that. But
I think that's a misguided view that they're weakened, because I mean, they
are. They definitely are. Because this guy was a fucking major player in their country, bro, and he was a major military player.
And Donald Trump just completely united the country by killing him. Right? The country.
You're absolutely right.
You're
absolutely fucking right.
Massive anti-government protests just a couple weeks ago, and Donald Trump just united all the people to be against the fucking common enemy.
Right, and now the guy who's going to replace him is going to be even more extreme, as what has been indicated.
Well, they're big shoes. They're big shoes to fill, for sure.
Oh my God! I mean, I can't even imagine. They got to be the biggest shoes in the fucking world to fill.
Yeah.
I mean, we may realize a few years from now that maybe we should, you know, get some Somali in fucking power, because.
Dude, I've said this. Yeah. I've said this for a week now. He was killing ISIS. They credit him.
He was. Yeah,
They credit him with getting ISIS out of Syria. Okay, so he's the man, dude. And I mean, and if that credit is due, if it's for real, then that means he probably saved U.S. soldiers' lives. Okay, so this is, this is a really, whatever the propaganda is saying, I think there's a little bit more to it, because, you know, the people seem to really think that he was a hero, you know, like a superhero kind of guy.
Well, that's what the media tells us. You know, I don't know if we can believe that that's 100% true. But yeah, I mean, within the country, if you look at the videos of the protests, and people certainly seem to support him.
Yeah.
But he also, at the same time, does seem to be a guy who was sort of plotting against American interests, which is why Trump had him eliminated. But I mean, that goes hand in hand with looking out for the interests of your own people.
But I have a video. Okay, Pete, they said that the reason they took him out was that he was plotting to take out the U.S. Embassy in Iraq. Okay, that's what the rationale is. Okay, but I have a video right here that says that they've presented Republicans saying that they presented zero evidence. They just gave a fucking detailed, behind closed door intel report to the fucking everybody was there. This head of CIA, Pompeo was there, fucking everybody was there, right? And they fucking told the Congress.
Please play this video.
Okay, you want to see that? Okay, here.
Craig, yo, shout out Craig. Where's my boy Craig at?
Okay, here.
Yo, pull up that video, Craig.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the mic, so you're gonna have to. You got a way to listen to it?
I have to see this video that you're talking about.
Okay, please. Are you able to hear it?
I don't hear anything.
I'm not playing it yet. I'm saying when I play it, will you be able to hear it?
I don't know until you start playing it, Mike.
Okay, I'm gonna play it. Here, clip number 6.
When you heard the president there on the crash, he was also asked today about his own decision to order that deadly strike on Iran's top general. And he offered a new claim, saying there was a plot to blow up the U.S. Embassy in Baghdad. The administration pressed tonight, where is the evidence of that plot? And ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl picks up the story.
1 week after he ordered the attack on Qasem Soleimani, the president offered a new reason for killing him.
We did it because they were looking to blow up our embassy.
The president was asked what evidence he had that Iran was trying to blow up the American embassy in Baghdad.
Can you provide more details on what that plot was?
No, I think it was obvious. If you look at the protests, that was a totally organized plot, and you know who organized it. That man right now is not around any longer, okay?
But several senators who were briefed on the intelligence that led the president to order the attack say there was no mention in the briefing of a plot to bomb the embassy. Democrats and at least a few Republicans complained about the briefing, which was conducted by the president's national security team.
They had to leave after 75 minutes while they're in the process of telling us that we need to be good little boys and girls and run along and not debate this in public. I find that absolutely insane. I think it's unacceptable.
Mr. President, I'm sure you saw Mike Lee's comments. Did your national security team really say that it would be wrong for Congress to debate military action on Iran?
Mike and Rand Paul disagreed because they want information that, honestly, I think is very hard to get. It's okay if the military wants to give it, but they didn't want to give it.
The current resolution is adopted.
The House today approved a resolution requiring the president to get congressional approval for any future military action against Iran that lasts longer than 30 days.
Fight any foe, pay any price to keep the American people safe, but to not be frivolous and cavalier about how we decide to show strength.
Would you go to Congress to take further military action against Iran? Would you seek congressional approval?
It would all depend on the circumstance. I don't have to, and you shouldn't have to be able, because you have to make split-second decisions sometimes. Sometimes you have to move very, very quickly, John.
All this fast-moving today, John, and of course, as all this plays out, so does the impeachment showdown, this battle over when the Senate trial will begin. And House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, as you know, has been pressed repeatedly. When will she deliver those 2 articles of impeachment passed by the House? And again today, she said she wants to know what this trial is going to look like. Here's what she said.
As I said right from the start, we need to see the arena in which we are sending our managers. Is that too much to ask for?
So are you going to hold the articles indefinitely?
No, I'm not holding them indefinitely. I'll send them over when I'm ready. And that will probably be soon.
So, John, Speaker Pelosi now saying soon. What are you hearing tonight about the timing of all this?
Well, David, Democrats close to Speaker Pelosi, they say they expect her to turn the articles over to the Senate in the coming days. Senate leaders, meanwhile, are preparing for a Senate trial they expect will start next week. The bottom line, I expect that we will see the 3rd presidential impeachment trial in American history begin by early next week, David.
All right, next week. John Carl, thank you.
Don't do shit. They do fucking nothing.
Democrats? The Democrats?
Yeah.
You think it's the Democrats?
Well, I'm just saying they've been all talk about all this bullshit that they're going to fucking do.
They just impeached the president, dude.
Yeah, whatever. He's still in power.
What?
When he gets fucking...
So was Bill Clinton. They impeached Bill Clinton, too.
Yeah, whatever. When he gets fucking kicked, then I'll be happy.
What? This guy, look, this guy, the only way to get this guy out is what I'm saying, okay? Clearly, a vote for Donald Trump at this point means a vote for war with Iran, okay? So if what you want is war with Iran, then go ahead and vote for Donald Trump. Okay. Now, if you can't vote for whoever the alternative is, then just stay at home, unless you want war with Iran. Because if you vote for Donald Trump, it's pretty clear we're going to get a war with Iran. Okay. This is the one good outcome that can come from this, is that Donald Trump has shown clearly that his finger does not belong on the nuclear button.
Yeah, I mean, well, I never said Trump should get reelected by any means.
Yeah, I'm not talking to you.
No, man.
I'm just talking about what, you know, there is potential good to become from where we're at right now in this moment, is assigning correct blame to who has led us to this point, right? Because we were not on the verge of war with Iran under Barack Obama. We absolutely were not. And that's the one thing I will give Obama credit for. Although he fucking kind of acted like we could be, We were never.
I mean, it's not, dude. That's fucking bullshit because he fucking totally escalated situations in the fucking Middle East. You know, and Trump, up until this whole fucking escalation that happened within the past few days, he really didn't do fucking shit in terms of military escalation. You know, up until just
He's
now.
been shipping.
So,
He's been look. Okay, he's been shipping more troops over there for months now. For at least a year.
well,
For at
to
least a
make this
year.
a Republican-Democrat issue is
And he did this.
because
He immediately went in and gave fucking Saudi Arabia the green light to just fucking bomb the fuck out of Yemen. You know, here's a whole bunch of new weapons to do more bombings with. You know, not that Barack Obama was keeping them from doing anything or even
it's
trying
fucking
to.
stupid. I don't understand it at all. I don't think we should have any involvement in Middle Eastern politics.
We have
it's
no
stupid. The only reason that we're fucking over there is because we need their resources. That's it.
What
and if
does
we
this?
actually were
I don't think
smart
that's
enough,
true, Pete. I think we're there because rich people get way more rich when there's war happening. That's why we're
That's
there.
also part of it. Yes, absolutely. Because our whole economy is, you know, built on, you know, a Boeing, you know, all these big fucking military companies that make weapons and so forth. So you're right. We do benefit militarily. That's what pisses me off is like we have so many brilliant people in this country and we could invest all of our scientific resources in doing some really smart shit like alternative energy. Like, you know, we need to have a
21st
fucking
century
alternative
infrastructure.
fucking energy revolution in this country and the fucking world.
A 22nd century infrastructure.
We're focused on military, on that's what we fucking care about.
Right.
It's so fucking stupid.
Right.
It blows my fucking mind.
It's so short-sighted. It only leads to one place.
Stupid much is
it only leads to one place, mutually assured destruction.
Well, see, if all these rich military motherfuckers that run Boeing and all these big military corporations that run all this money, where the money is, the real money is investing in finding, you know, the new, you know, green energy, green or alternatives to oil and oil-based energy. Like that's where all the new big money is going to come from. If they were smart, that's what they would invest in is research and development into that kind of shit.
Come up with a fucking new battery that doesn't need goddamn rare earth minerals, dude. Come up with a new battery.
Yeah. That's where the fucking future is. And a lot of big companies are investing in that. And I'm telling you, that's where the next revolution is going to fucking come in. And it's so stupid to me because you know, all this military shit. It's all about military. Oh, we need to develop military weapons and military this and that. Blah, blah, blah. Stupid. Waste of fucking time.
Waste of all of our resources. Waste of how many generations? We've been in Afghanistan for a generation. How many more generations are we going to be in Afghanistan for? Right.
And we'll be able to pay for military weapons up the ass as much as we want if we develop this new technology.
Or anything that we want. We don't have to have weapons. I mean, there's a certain level of weapons that we have to have. And once we reach that point, we're good. We don't have to be fucking all over the world protecting everybody's shit. We can just fucking reel it in and mothball all these fucking things, man. I don't need all these warships and fucking bullshit everywhere, man. We don't need that. No one does. It does nothing for the working class unless you're working for the military-industrial complex.
I think very soon we're going to have like a lot of new innovations in like green technology that are really going to fucking change shit. And when that happens, it's going to totally change the politics that happens in the Middle East because we're not going to be relying on oil anymore. We're not going to be all that reliant on all that. And it's really going to fucking change the geopolitical fucking all that shit that's going on. I really think that's going to fucking happen like pretty soon when scientists all around the world really fucking start to figure this shit out.
when they get
it's going to fucking
priorities,
end all this. It's going to end all this.
I hope you're true. I hope you're right, Pete. I mean, it's clear to me that the only reason that hasn't already happened, Pete, is because of the oil companies. Okay, because we should have all of this new technology already, but the oil companies rule everything. Basically, they run the CIA. And they own all the Congress, all the members of Congress. So there's no, so there's no like fucking tax breaks for investments into these new technologies and shit, which it should always be. And we're just being held into this old technology. So the reason that we're not building a 21st century or 22nd century infrastructure is because it would have to involve all these green technologies that Pete's talking about, and the fossil fuel industries will not allow that to happen. So we have to live with a 1950s infrastructure. That's how fucked we are.
No, what's going to happen is the fossil, you're right. You're absolutely right, Mike. And the fossil fuel industry is going to be the same people. They're the people that are in power now, and they're the same people that are going to govern the new, evolution into the new energy economy, which is going to be more green-oriented, solar panels, fucking wind, fucking nuclear, everything, whatever it is. But it's not going to be based on oil and petroleum, whatever the fuck it is. But they're going to be at the front of it.
I really hope that you're right, Pete. I hope that we're going to see a lot of new innovation very soon here. Besides just new ultra thin phones and televisions,
What's that?
Besides just ultra thin phones and televisions, something that actually makes a difference in our future existence.
Yeah, I mean, I like thin phones, though. Thin phones are pretty cool.
Man's got to have priorities. Okay, Pete, it's good to hear from you, man. Glad things are going well where you're at. Don't worry about the fucking war, man. We'll get through it. It's not a thing. I think Trump scared himself with this fucking deal. So don't worry about it. We'll get through it, man. I think it's a short-lived deal at this point.
Yeah, man. You know what? Fuck Iran. They can fuck themselves up their asses anyway. Like, I give a fuck about what they do. Fuck their general. I'm glad he fucking died. He was probably a piece of shit anyway. He probably didn't give a fuck about any of us Americans. And, it's not like we give a fuck about any of them. So I get why they don't like us. But
they're my brothers and sisters, okay? I care about them. I don't know why you don't feel the same way, but you're entitled to your feelings.
I mean, I guess I care a little bit, but whatever. This guy didn't want to, he wanted to attack American soldiers, but probably with good reason, so.
He was fighting ISIS, dude. You know why he wanted to attack American soldiers? Because they're fighting with ISIS. That's why. They're helping ISIS. And it appears that anybody who actually fights against ISIS is a big enemy of the United States. Every time someone starts to fight against ISIS, they're the biggest enemy. We got to take them out right now. And this guy's actually had some major successes, so he had to go. That's what the facts are, Pete. The way I see it.
All right. Well, I'll leave on that note, I guess.
Hey, Pete, it's good to hear from you. I will talk to you again soon, I'm sure.
Hey, you will, bro. And have a nice night. And I wanna sign off, as I usually do, by saying that Tulsi gives me a big fat rod. Praise Allah.
See ya, Pete. Stay cool. That's our buddy Pete from Rhode Island. Okay. And And I guess Pete was missing me because he had a lot to say. Even though he didn't want to talk about Iran. Good thing he didn't want to talk about Iran, huh? Think I can get that call? I had the do not disturb on, so I missed whoever it was that's calling right now. But I just turned off the do not disturb. So, there, see? I'm getting a call now.
Take this call.
Okay, I'm pushing one. Hello, caller.
Yeah, what's up?
It is the same as it ever was. What is up with you?
I want to get my 2 cents in, and you know.
I would like to hear your 2 cents, so please go ahead.
All right, check this out. I'm watching Fox News, and I see the Democrats are screaming and crying about we don't negotiate with terrorists, blah blah blah. So let me see if I can explain this to the American sheiks. You know, first they say we don't negotiate with terrorists, right? Then they say, well, President Trump should have consulted us. You know, blah blah blah. See, I don't give a shit about, you know, Iran. I don't give a shit about Congress. And I don't give a shit about my fucking state governor, Asa Hutchinson, who always pardoned drug dealers. But that's another story.
Okay.
Now, let me explain something to you. They keep saying, I keep hearing the same old, let me take off speaker right quick. It's causing the echo here. Hold on. My screen went black. I can't take it off. But anyway, I'm worried about that. So, crap, it went black. I can't touch no controls. Hey, give me a second. I'll put it in my headphones because I can't touch the thing. It went black on, you know, to take me off speaker. So give me about a microsecond. Let me get my point across and that'll stop that echo effect. I'm plugging in my speakers right now. Okay. But while I'm doing all that, okay, here we go. On speaker. Okay, that'll stop that echo. Look, check this out, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Now, they said this general's a bad man and blah, blah, blah. He's killing Americans. Blah. How about we take our ass home? We don't have to worry about killing Americans.
May I say something? May I interrupt you right here? I would like to agree with this point right here. Every time you hear them blame the death of Americans on someone in Iraq, know that the reason that Americans are in Iraq is because they were lied to being into Iraq. They were led there on a lie just to make rich people more rich. So the only reason, and the lies came directly from the Pentagon and the White House. So the only reason, the only real people to blame for soldiers dying in Iraq is the Pentagon and the White House. So we're clear who's to blame for every single soldier's death in Iraq. So we're clear. Okay, go ahead.
See, the American people don't know how to think for themselves. They really don't. I keep hearing the same old bullshit on all networks where a congressman is talking about, they're killing Americans, he's killing Americans. Really? Give us the evidence. Give me the fucking evidence that he's killing Americans. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm running my mouth. I need to let the experts at the State Department talk about diplomacy and let the military talk about war. There's a little something called the Geneva Convention. Let me take everybody back before my time, back in my great-grandfather's time. United States signed something called, the Geneva Convention on the Rules of War. Okay? Does that make sense to anybody?
Yeah, man, go.
American troops on the battlefield in Iraq are open game. Damn it. Hey, sheep. Bah, bah, bah. Oh, but he's killing Americans. It's called war, damn it. And that's what he gets paid for by his government in Iran. And if American troops in the way, so be it. That's his job as a general.
Well, he's there to kill ISIS. And it sounds to me like American troops getting in the way of that.
Hey, can you do this with me? Like I'm going to do right now? Say it with me. Bah. Bah.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. You go ahead.
Well, apparently the American sheeple They're spoon-fed the crap from their government. So that's why I said, bah, bah. Oh, he's a bad man. Oh, he's a boogeyman. Yes, he killed American troops. Yeah. On the Articles of War, you can do that.
Again, if it wasn't for the Pentagon and the White House lying to the American public to take us into Iraq, no American soldiers would die in Iraq. So it's all their blood is on their hands, not some guy, not some general who's there to fucking clean up ISIS, which is what we left behind for the Iraqis.
Nancy Pelosi and all the rest of these scumbags come out. We don't negotiate with terrorists. He's killing Americans. Let me say this again to the sheeps. That's his job. He is spec ops. He's the Iranian top spec op man, and he knows how to get the job done. He doesn't quibble. He doesn't argue about, well, I shouldn't do this here because, no, they hired him to do that. But you know something? If he's dead, I think maybe it's a good thing. Not because I say so, because the mullahs are probably wondering this guy is getting too much airtime. He might become a threat to us politically. So while they put up a front, we miss our Islamic Muslim brothers. Hey, we're glad he's dead. Because he might make a challenge for the power play to get on the cabinet and to get on the presidency. While we can't allow this, but at the same time, they out there in public, the mullahs, we miss our brother.
Well, I don't want to like, I get you. I mean, everybody's acting everywhere. It's always acting all the time. Every time the fucking members of Congress talk about the Constitution, man, it's acting. Like they give a fuck about the Constitution.
Oh, oh man, you got me right there. Yeah, but I just love this double play on word that I'll say it again without being redundant. He's killing Americans. We got to do something. We're glad he's dead, blah, blah, blah. I'm not. Because his fucking job is to do one thing, fight against the enemies of the Islamic State. If that includes American, French, British, Canadians, so fucking be it. The rules of war are plainly stated. You in the uniform, baby, you open game. Yeah. Military hard sites, hey, they can attack it. If they got to do it through proxies or just local tribesmen, they can do that. Every member of Congress is screaming their asses off, but they haven't said one thing about the Geneva Convention, which covers rules of war.
Yeah, no, they never act like anybody else might be in the right. It's always like that person's evil and we're good. It always is painted that way.
Oh, it's the boogeyman. Yeah, we got the yeah. Well, I tell you what, this general, he's hiding under my bed right now. Wait, no, he's in the closet. Wait, I could have sworn I see him looking outside my window. See, I don't understand, man. Did something make you and me immune from the Kool-Aid?
Do you smoke weed?
Occasionally.
Well, that helps a lot, I think.
Ah, clarity.
I think
so me and you are immune.
Well, it's the programming. It's the anti-programming thing. That's why they hate marijuana. It helps your brain. The brain is partially fueled by cannabis, I believe, and that's the reason that there's this epidemic of dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff, because the brain isn't getting what it needs to be properly fueled. So those parts of the brain die or start to get sick.
Well, in that case, Nancy Pelosi might need some of that. Yes, because apparently her brains have long since ceased functioning.
Well, she's special. The people in Congress, they get special drugs. So,
Well, I think she needs some cannabis, and I think she needs a black man to get her sexually aroused because, she got a hell of a body, man. She got a hell of a rack for an old woman. Yeah, that's right, America. I'm a pervert. I'm watching. That's my job, to watch women's bodies. I'm just calling it like it is, man.
You're entitled to your own opinion. I mean, all I can say is yuck. But I mean, you're entitled to your own opinion. Teach their own. That's what teach their own. What I always say.
Hey man, I'm a black man. We'll fuck anything.
Again,
I talk like I see it, brother.
It's you gotta do what you gotta do. Man has got to have priorities. What's your name?
Charles. I'm also the host of my own talk show on the internet called Radio Occupied America.
Right on.
Spreaker.com.
Right on.
And I broadcast from it. Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. And I broadcast from the home of the rapist, Bill Clinton. I never had sex with that woman, Monica Lewinsky, and I need to get back to work for the American people. The presidential whorehouse is only 8 blocks from me, ironically. Yeah, we're talking about the library, the Bill Clinton Library. So that's where I broadcast from, right here in the Rock City, the home of that rapist, Bill Clinton. And we got a governor that loves to pardon drug dealers, but he won't pardon me, Governor Asa Hutchinson. And since the fact he used to be DEA, that would explain a lot why he's pardoning drug dealers.
Yeah.
All I had was an aggravated assault charge 30-something years ago. Just me and another black man pulling knives on each other. Both of us were homeless. Make a long story short, nobody had no family members in the courtroom crying and all this shit, jumping over the table just to get to the, get to the guy behind the, the Senate table. He said he didn't want to press charges. The state of Arkansas insisted. So when I got out back in 1990 for 5 years, I tried to apply for a pardon. Ever since Bill Clinton didn't give me one when he was governor, Governor Mike Huckabee didn't give me one when he was governor, and scumbag Mike Beebe, another governor that pardoned his own son, didn't give me one. And but now let me tell you something about Mike Beebe right quick. He pardoned 2 people: the man that raped Bill Clinton's cousin, Ashley Keene, I think it was his name. I could be wrong. And it pardoned another guy that went on to Seattle and butchered those 4 cops.
Huh.
Now, where am I going with this? Mike Huckabee can shut his ass up. He would never become president, mainly because of that big scandal about what happened to those Seattle cops. He would never get 1 vote in the state of Washington, ever.
Well, Mike Huckabee, I like to call him Huckabee, is not a good human being. He's a horrible human being, and he just wants to profiteer off the evil and spreading evil, as far as I can tell. So we'll all be better off when he's no longer on the earth.
Well, let me tell you something right quick. Michael Huckabee used to be a pastor, a man of God, preaching in a church. God called him to take up his mantle. But what does he do? He turns his back on God and get into politics. And he's been that way ever since. A former pastor.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. He claims to be a man of God still. It's he's like I said, he's an ugly human being, and it's sad that he actually has to share the same air that we breathe.
Yeah, he's breathing our airspace.
Yeah.
But you know something? His son had a drug conviction, and his other son was doing pit bull fighting. And his daughter, well, she just here. Let me stop, man. But I just wanted to get the point across that the American people are brainwashed. Everybody's going to act on the world stage, brother. What can I say? It's all a game.
Yeah,
but,
it's theater. It's theater. It's to keep us afraid. It's like, oh, you have to. They're coming for us, and the fucking powers that be are working their ass to get somebody to come for us. They're doing this fucking shit where all they just keep swatting these hornet nests, fucking drone striking school buses full of children. With our fingerprints all over it. They're trying their best to get somebody to come and hit us. And with all their fucking trillions of dollars, they're having a hard time making it happen.
Well,
That's the way I see it. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say in closing, I had bypass surgery back in November, and that kind of cut me down a little bit at the age of 61. There's a hole in my leg right now that I'm looking at. So I want everybody's prayers that I can recover. I'm sitting in a wheelchair right now, something I ain't never been in before until this happened. And if I wasn't a veteran, I wouldn't be able to afford this kind of quality health care. Yesterday, I did a little test broadcast to see if I had the strength to turn on my laptop and to go to Spreaker.com and crank up, an episode, which I did do. My episode is Reoccupied America at Spreaker.com for those that want to listen to it. I also interviewed Colleen Riley, the former FBI agent that caught the 13th hijacker, Zachary Masawi.
Right on.
So I need y'all. Yeah, oh yeah. All that's at my archive at Spreaker. If it's not there, then when you get there, just send me an email and tell me I want that Colleen Riley episode.
Okay.
And I managed to get that because I've been begging her for 4 months. Me, a nobody, scored an interview with her.
Yeah, nice. That's awesome, dude.
Okay.
Good work.
Okay, I need everybody's prayers now so I can get back to strength and get behind the microphone and do what I do best. I know you don't know me that well, but I've been a subber to your channel for years, man.
Right on. Well, we're glad you joined. We're glad you joined us on the call-in show. So be sure and call back again soon. Let us know how you're doing.
Okay. Well, I'll keep it. I'm getting tongue-tied. I keep everybody at progress, but I just want to say that, if people would use some clarity, stop drinking Kool-Aid, they can see things. And remember, people, oh, wait a minute, I forgot something. Let me tell you this right quick. Years ago, when I was in prison, before the internet, before all this crap, there was an Irish suspect that came to America, right? The British found out about it, British intelligence, and told the State Department, we want his ass. Extradite him back to the UK. The State Department said, quote, he's not a terrorist. Yes, he is by our definition. He killed British Army personnel and blew up bases and shit, blah, blah, blah. Killed a lot of people, blah, blah, blah. The State Department again said he was fighting against occupation in his home country. So he's not really a terrorist by our definition. Did you know the government defended this man? Not that I give a shit, I'm just saying, right? This is the only time I know where the United States government took the side of somebody that the British said he's a bloody terrorist. That's all he is. Now, here's what I'm trying to say. We are what they say we are. If they say we're terrorists, we're a fucking terrorists. Because they said so.
Yeah. I am whatever you say I am. Why would I say I am if I'm not? I hear you. And this is what I keep telling people. If people want to keep putting labels on everybody, okay, they want to call them, liberal, whatever. There's just label after label after label after label. It's how they divide us, and it adds nothing to your ability to move through life, putting labels on everyone. I'm telling you right now, it's not a good thing, because it keeps you frozen in this place where you only hear the people that have the right labels on them. Okay, and that's a very dangerous place to be.
Well, before I close this out. The State Department say he only attacked military targets. He never went out of his way to kill civilians unless they had to be in the way of the target.
Yeah.
So you see, people, when you wear the uniform or when you got a hard site military base, you are fair game. Good night, my friend.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
So it's nice to hear from him. Okay, so, and I was, I have a clip that I want to show you guys. Here, you want to see the Machete clip? Let's watch the Machete clip. The Machete clip is pretty good. Or you want to take a phone call. Should we take another phone call? Okay, we'll take a phone call. We'll take a phone call. Here we go. Hello, caller. Hello? Oh, they hung up. Okay, so watch the Machete. The Machete clip's pretty good. All right, you ready? You ready, Machete? Which one is it? Oh, it's clip 1. Uh-oh, caller. Uh-oh, we better take this caller. Hold on. Hello, caller. Ready, Machete?
So you're not playing the Machete trip?
Yeah, well, if you just hold on for a second.
Okay, Hey, I called in to see a Machete clip, man.
Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. I'll play the Machete clip right now.
I'll watch it with you.
Back here at home tonight, chilling new video emerging from Los Angeles in a case of suspected carjacker with a machete chasing an officer, the officer falling, his colleagues then opening fire. And tonight, what that officer saw through his own body cam. ABC's Will Carr tonight, and it is difficult.
Tonight, we're seeing that life and death moment. Suspect with a machete standing over an officer, hoisting that blade up in the air. Deadly takedown captured on officers' body cameras.
He has a machete. He's right there, brother.
Police say 22-year-old Nathaniel Pinnock initially robbed a store, then stole a car from this fast food restaurant.
Oh, he got a machete. He got a whole knife.
The suspect took off, then slammed into 2 nearby police cars.
He got stuck.
Officers fire beanbags and foam rounds, but Pinnock escapes, leading police on a wild chase in the streets of Hollywood before turning around and charging an officer. That officer falls to the ground with the armed man standing over him. Several other officers open fire.
That suspect later died in the hospital. While the investigation continues tonight, all the officers involved are back on duty. David.
Will Carr tonight. Thank you, Will.
All right, so you have to turn the volume down on your computer or whatever.
Okay, yeah, hey. L.A., that's my old stomping grounds, man.
That's your backyard, isn't it?
No, it's close. I look like probably downtown, downtown or East L.A., but I was raised in the surf city of Hawthorne, California, where the Beach Boys came from.
Did you surf?
I tried. I wasn't never very good, but I sure was cool.
Always hung out with the surfers because they knew where all the best weed was.
Oh, yeah.
I don't surf, though. They all go out in the water. I just sit in the van and smoke weed.
Yeah, well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been in the water for a long time. Definitely since before Fukushima. I don't even go in the water anymore.
Yeah.
And then down in weird places like Florida or other places, they get weird kind of algae outbreaks and people get flesh-eating bacteria because they got some water in their nose. And, man, there's fucking asteroids coming out from the sky and they're threatening the Earth. And then you got dumb presidents shooting themselves in the foot, and you got crazy people running around everywhere, and it's just like a scary planet. I'm wondering if God sent me here to be on a prison planet. I'm just a prisoner, so you got to stay here for 70 years with all these crazy people, and they get to do whatever they want to you, and it's your fault because you're a prisoner.
God didn't send you here. You chose to come here.
Okay. Okay, Captain. I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. Where's my ship, Captain?
Look, we're good. I don't know. I don't see anything. You know what I mean? We have it easy. I think, and when you say he shot himself in the foot. I think that he fucking scared the hell out of himself is what he did.
Yeah, it's like real life. It's not a video game.
Yeah.
Like, I think Trump's been going through his whole life like it's some big video game, and lose a casino here.
Well, he's been going through his whole life like he's fucking stoned fuck out of his brain without ever taking a single fucking dose of anything.
Well, as far as I know, the earliest historical commentary on psychopaths. Now, I'm not calling Trump a psychopath, but definitely he's got narcissistic personality disorder, and that is within the spectrum of psychopathic disorders. The earliest historical commentary was, believe it or not, made by Confucius, who said, "Never give a sword to a man who can't dance." And I've seen Trump kind of like do his little disco dance when he was standing next to Jeffrey Epstein and looking at some girls, and the guy can't dance. He's not a dancer. When you're a dancer, your mind is connected to your body, and your soul is connected to your body, and you have equilibrium and freedom of naturalness of movement. And Trump ain't got that. He's like he's trying to mimic a real human being, and he just thinks, well, I can drop some bombs and I'll be the greatest president ever, and he shot himself in the foot. He literally, and he's walking around with a hole in his foot, and he's going, I don't have a hole in my foot. He's in complete denial. I'm in control of this planet. We're the greatest country in the history of the universe. That's Donald Trump, man.
It's not now with me in charge. Now everything's good. Now it's a great country again. Before it wasn't, but now it is.
Well, some old people walk around with T-shirts that say, "The older I get, the better I was." You make up legends about your past, and the older I get, the better I was. When was America great to begin with? I gotta admit, I lived through the 70s. There was a big boom happening in the 70s, and I was playing racquetball and frisbee and rock and roll and smoking dope, and all the music was the best it's ever been. The better, older I get, the better I was. Led Zeppelin was running around, and David Bowie was running around. David Bowie's birthday was just yesterday, by the way, and it'll be the 4-year anniversary.
Oh, shit. I had another clip I wanted to do, and I didn't get it reeled up.
What?
You said David Bowie, and I thought David's dead, and Buck Henry just died. I don't know.
Did he?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know who Buck Henry is, but he was a writer for Saturday Night Live for a long, long time. He played my favorite character ever on Saturday Night Live, and that was a repeat character, and which I wish they'd make a fucking movie out of. And I believe he also was the writer for Get Smart. Which I love.
So
Get Smart.
He looked. If he would take his glasses off and put a blonde wig on, he would look a bit like Andy Warhol.
Well, he used to do this character on Saturday Night Live that was like Uncle Pervy or something, and he'd do it with Lorraine Newman and Gilda Radner, right? And it would be Uncle was coming over to babysit the girls because Mom and Dad were going out for the night, and he'd come over and he'd be like, "Girls, I have something for you," and they'd just start rubbing, they'd be stinking their hands in his pockets, and he'd be like, "No, deeper, deeper." They'd pull out candy bars and shit. It was my favorite. That's my favorite. I wish if they made a movie out of that character, it'd be fucking legendary.
Yeah, I like the Gilda Radner when she would say, "It's always something. It's always something."
Gilda. Yeah, that was she was great. Gilda was something special. That was Maria. I can't think of what her name was now, but yeah, I know what you're saying. It's always something. If it's not this, it's that.
Every time something happens, I say, "It's always something." It's like I get frustrated. I don't know if I'm actually a hothead. I suppose compared to some people, I'm a hothead, but compared to other people, I'm pretty fucking mellow, man. I think it's just.
I just have really basic rules. You just don't argue with idiots. And number one is the main rule is you don't argue with idiots. So then you don't wind up, getting into stupid situations.
And yet I see you arguing with idiots on video, dude. So.
Well, it's different from what I'm doing here is I'm trying to give them their chance to make their argument while at the same time saying that your argument doesn't hold water.
Yeah, you're actually giving them enough rope to hang themselves in certain situations. You're exposing, you're letting them expose themselves as fucking brain dead morons, or listen to the voice of reason. They can pull themselves out of their ignorance if they want to, So the main problem with humanity is constantly dividing themselves into groups which are opposing and fighting each other, and it's like
Rosanna, Dana. That's it. Rosanna, Dana. Always something. Go ahead.
Oh, was that? Yeah, that's
Rosanna,
right.
Rosanna, Dana. Yeah.
Yeah, she was Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always something,
Got the giant hair.
So, yeah, I rubbed oil on my feet, and then I worked for a few fucking 5, 6, 7 hours, and I fell asleep, man, and I didn't even know what day it was. I intended to take a little nap, and woo, baby. It's like, fuck.
Is that good? Or are you overdoing it? Or, is that what... but it sounds like you liked the experience, otherwise you wouldn't have done it again and again.
4 out of 5 doctors recommend that you use too much cannabis oil on your feet, and that way when you wake up you don't even know what day it is. But actually that might be early onset Alzheimer's, so I don't know what the fuck.
All right, so I woke up the other day, right, and I turn on the TV a lot of times to tell what time it is, right? I turn on the TV, make sure that there's not some fucking smoldering building, skyscrapers, going, and I look to see what time it is, and I turn on the TV the other day, and it said like 2:58, right? And I was like, fuck, man, God, how could it be so late? Shit, if I'm going to get the dogs out in the daytime, I better go now, right? So I get up and I go take the dogs for a walk, right? And I come home and and I go in and I look at the fucking clock and it says, and I'm doing stuff. I'm trying to make things happen. And I look at the clock and it says 2:58. And I'm going, what the fuck, dude? Did I misread that? Did it say 12:58 or something? What the hell happened here, right? So I fucking do stuff. I go and I start a cake. I'm baking a cake in the oven, right? So I'm baking a cake and I look to make sure I know what time it is. And I go back upstairs to start to work again. And I'm working. And I go, I wonder if that cake's done yet. And I look at the clock and it says 2:58. And I realize that there's something wrong with the fucking clock. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Like, oh my God. And then like a few hours later, somehow the cable box got fixed, but there was something wrong with the cable box for a few hours.
Holy shit, yeah. But how'd your cake turn out? That's the important thing.
It was so good. Oh my God.
Yeah, don't overcook the cake, man.
Don't overcook the cake, and make sure to add plenty of butter. If you're making a cake, don't go short on the butter. And I'm not talking about green butter. I'm talking about regular butter. When you're making your cake, if it says 2/3 of a cup or a third of a cup butter, put in a half a cup butter. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, butter's supposed to be pretty healthy for you. It's got that healthy, what do you call it? Healthy something or other in it.
Yeah, I feed it to the dog by the stick. No, I'm just kidding. I keep telling him he's so skinny. I keep saying, I'm gonna start feeding you sticks of butter, boy.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. It seems I don't know if the United States is fibbing about that accidental shoot down, or they're just spinning a story.
Well, here's what I heard just before I came online, is that there was a general, right, and he was explaining how, he's like, oh, what we're going to hear, he said, this is clearly a missile from Iran, but what we're going to hear over the next few days is some kind of crap, probably like their missile system was hijacked by, hackers, and that somehow those people were able to launch a missile and it hit right? So what it sounds like to me is that there's a good chance that some hackers out of the Pentagon or the CIA fucking hacked the missile system and shot down the plane.
Well, how high was that plane that got shot down over Ukraine? I thought that was about the same height.
I'm not sure, honestly.
And I
thought it was higher, but I'm not sure.
I don't know how. What's the range on a shoulder-held rocket, which I think shot that plane down?
I don't think that was a shoulder-held rocket.
You don't think so? That was just either the Ukrainians or the Russians, as far as I know.
It was some kind of a base launched missile.
Because I mean, if I'm looking at it as a non-military mind, looking at that situation we saw unfold last week, and Iran doesn't have a lot of experience shooting off rockets. They did pretty fucking good. They hit those dirt fields exactly where they wanted to, and they didn't kill any soldiers.
Sure seems like they did to me, I mean, it's so fucking weird, man, is it? They hit these bases like, hey, we can hit you anywhere we want at any time, and they demonstrated that very clearly. And then Trump comes out the next day and says, looks like the Iranians are backing off. I'm like, what fucking planet do you live on, G? Were they attacking
to the hole in my foot?
were they attacking us before? Was I missing out on something? There were fucking missile striking bases before this happened? Because they just missile strike bases, and you're saying they're backing off? What the fuck are you talking about, you moron?
Well, you see, this is the way it is, dude. I don't know why you don't wave your American flag, but
you want me to get the American flag out? I will. I have waved it many times in the past. I used to love. Listen, I built my first website in 1997, and the very first graphic that you would see when you entered that website was an American flag right at the top of the page. Okay, I fucking used to love that flag, man.
God bless America.
I used to fucking love the flag, man.
Land that
I still love it. It's just like it's distressed now.
So
the only way to hang it now is to hang it upside down. Because it's like a distress signal. It shows clearly that there's something wrong in this country. So if you want to hang your fucking American flag, which I love, it should be hung upside down, because we are under.
I went into a thrift store today, and you still there, Mike?
Yeah.
Michael, I went into a thrift store today, and I started buying some stuff, and some chick saw me. Oh, Michael Bravo, hey, I remember me from this place or that place. Yeah, that was like 20 years ago, right? Yeah. And I go up and I buy my shit. There's an American flag on the desk, and there's some Poindexter type guy like Buck Henry's got 1-inch thick glasses, and we had such a fun time talking to the chick. I get a little smart ass, and my satire starts to kick in. It could be the coconut oil on my feet. You never know. And I asked the guy, is that American flag for sale?
Yeah.
And he says, yeah, $4.99. And then I had to explain to him that it was satire, that was a metaphor for the country called America being for sale,
Yeah.
And I said, you should. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, I'm not questioning your patriarchally.
No, I think it shows where I feel about the flag. I mean, I put that, again, I built my first website in 1997, and that was the very first graphic that you would see at the top of the page when you would enter that website. Now, by 2003, that flag had been removed off that website because I no longer felt that was my best foot forward to the world, for my best first thing that people should see about me is my proud American flag, which really broke my heart. Because I don't want to feel that way about the flag, but I mean, how else are you supposed to feel? This is not the best way to greet the world, is by fucking waving your American flag in their face. It just doesn't.
Yeah, I'm a patriot. I'm the Mel Gibson type of guy, the patriot, the guy that'll go defend his family, defend his neighbors. I'll rip your eyeballs out and send them down a boat. Send them on a boat downstream just to fuck with you. I'll do that. But, I'm seeing, we're under chemical attack and, electromagnetic attack. And there's a bunch of really dumb people running around. And both you and I, we spend a pretty good deal of time. It's always on our minds. We're always doing something, trying to educate the public. And you got more patience than me. I get frustrated. It's like sometimes I don't want to talk to the stupid people. I see oceans of stupid people, but at the same time I'll keep trying. I just don't want to fucking bang my head against the wall 24/7. but I love the American people, and I hear several. I just tuned in, but I've heard plenty of people bash Iranians, and Iranians are basically under the same severity of mind control programs that Americans are under, but their main one would be the government, which happens to be a religious government. So it's like as if the Pope was running the United States for us. It's like it's a pretty heavy mind control program. The next one would be the very same pressures that Americans are under, which is their internet is restricted, so they're really decent and curious people, and there's nothing wrong with Iranians except they suffer under mind control programs just like my American brothers and sisters. And if you go to, and even ISIS, if you want to get that low, once it gets that low, just go ahead and kill them. ISIS or this Pat Gallagher guy, I forget what his name, the guy that, remember that guy that Trump pardoned that stabbed a 17-year-old boy?
No, I don't. I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, he was a platoon commander. Somebody on the chat knows.
Oh, the war criminal guy? Yeah, I remember that guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He just was, he just got pardoned from, his crimes. He's a straight-out psychopath. He might as well be ISIS. That's why I'm bringing it up. Is because a lot of those really crazy, violent people, they come from any country you can imagine. They could be English, they could be American, they could be ISIS, they could be in Malaysia. Those are the people you don't really want to give any slack to. Those are the people you want to kind of eliminate if they come into your fucking vicinity of sovereignty over your own life. Sometimes you have to. Like that black guy was saying, bah, bah. You don't want to be a fucking sheep, But when it comes, we got more in common with the Iranian people as American people than we have with the billionaires that run our own country. So that's a pretty important point, is that the common people on planet Earth, they got different languages, they got different clothing styles, they got different religions, they got different style of houses, they got different food. That's a beautiful thing. The diversity is beautiful, but it's the elite that are fucking us, and it's the elite that control the media. What is that, Michael? I don't have my glasses on. What is that, White Widow or something?
That's God's vagina.
Oh, that's God's vagina. Okay. That's a pretty plant.
Nothing on earth smells as sweet as God's vagina.
Yeah, so, people, it's the elites that cause the wars, and they send the poor people off to die. And I think Mark Twain probably knew that, but really in the 60s, the hippies stood up and, love and peace, man. I mean, they weren't right. I mean, they weren't wrong. But all the hippies turned into yuppies, and they sold out, and now they're what you call boomers. People don't realize the people you're calling boomers were hippies, and they stood up at one time. And I suppose technically I'm a boomer too, and I'm standing up for the young people. I don't be fooled by the mind control programs. I don't mind saying that a million times over. It's like, put your fucking phone down. Stop telling me the mainstream narrative. You have to be really judicious and discerning when you talk to me about geopolitical events, because there's a whole history there you don't know shit about. What about carbon? What about global warming? It's like, dude, they fucked up the charts. They're using false data. Greta Thunberg doesn't know anything. So I don't know. It's a beautiful planet. It's a beautiful blue planet, and the people on it are mostly good. I woke up today and a little while ago, and I didn't even know what day it was. It was like, fuck, how did I get so drowsy and groggy? And I think it's the marijuana oil on my feet, man. It's soaked up into my brain. It's maybe Maybe I'm not talking to anybody. Is anybody there? Are you there, Michael? Michael!
Yeah, I'm here. I think that the marijuana is good. I think that sleeping and waking, being so relaxed, so deeply into sleep as to wake up and go, where the fuck am I? It's probably something that we could all use once in a while.
Yeah, it's pretty unusual to ingest the CBDs or THC through your feet. Though I don't think too many people do that, but
no, but it seems to be working for you.
Yeah,
I got a fucking friend who shoves it up her ass, dude.
She's got cancer, though, right?
No, but she has all kinds of other issues.
Well, that's why they do it. They want to.
Yeah.
They don't want to get high, but they want all the medical benefits. Yeah, I understand that. That's probably the second or third best way to take it, or fourth best way to take it into your body. But yeah, I mean, if you have a serious medical condition, you really don't want to go through the psychotropic tornado of oral ingestion. It's like a mystical experience when you eat a bunch of marijuana if you don't do it in a responsible way. My girlfriend poisoned me one time. I walked in the house and she said, I made some cookies. And I said, why are they green? And she says, oh, I put a lot of chlorophyll in them or something. And I said, oh, great, okay. I ate like 7 of them. And God, I hate that chick, man. If I ever find her, I know where she's at. She's in Thailand. But I got so fucked up, I couldn't walk. It was worse than being drunk. It was like, oh, my God. I sat there for about 24 hours. I couldn't do anything. I was like useless.
Huh.
And
it was just marijuana?
Yeah, just marijuana. I ate like 7 cookies, man.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, fuck. And she didn't tell me. That's the thing that pisses me off. So that's not good. That's not love, man. I hate that chick. She broke my mind, Michael.
Well, you seem to be doing okay to me.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just a little goofy.
A lot goofy.
So, no big news today, right? Oh yeah, we were talking about that plane. The thing about Iran, they targeted their targets perfectly. They didn't kill any American soldiers, and now, according to the narrative, we're supposed to believe that a S-300 or whatever rocket system they got just kind of accidentally targeted a commercial plane. Well, first of all, I think if you're shooting off rockets, you should shut down the airports. Don't fly any commercial planes.
Right. Well, you're certainly not going to point them down the path of the way, the direction that the commercial passenger jets are flying. If they're flying out, that's going to be pretty clear to you what that path is, I would think.
But what if they have a poorly trained operator of one of those S-300 machines, or it has some sort of auto targeting that the guy doesn't know how to turn off or something? You got buttons there right in front of you. You forget to turn on and off. And imagine a guy, named Mohammed forgetting to turn off the auto targeting bucket. But it could happen.
Yeah, but I'm not a soldier, dude. Okay, and I think most soldiers probably take their soldiering fairly seriously. Okay.
Well, look at all the expertise we have, but we're constantly killing farmers.
I'm a simple dirt farmer.
We're constantly. I think we killed some people today. I got it up on my feed.
It would be a strange thing if we didn't.
Yeah. So there's no smart bombs. There's no smart presidents. There's just really fallible people making giant mistakes because they're not being cautious. I mean, the better part of valor is caution. We should all be cautious and that's why we look left and right when we cross the street. One day, if you're only looking one way, you're going to walk right out in the traffic, get run over by a truck because you weren't cautious. So, and our government doesn't seem to be very cautious. If we kill one of their generals, he's a terrorist. But if they kill one of our butcherous contractors, that guy was a hero. He was an unsung hero, man. He's one of our contractors. You killed our contractor. You know, he was a bricklayer. It's like, what the fuck? So,
Yeah.
You know,
I hate that fucking word because that's what you think. You hear contractor and you think bricklayer or some guy who pounds nails. That's not what a contractor is. A contractor is a mercenary. That's
right.
Someone who signs a contract to go in and fucking kill anything that moves, basically, for $1,000 a day.
Yeah, but if they kill him, they kill a hero, and if we kill an actual hero, we get to label him as a terrorist. You know, just don't pay any attention to those 3 or 4 million people in the streets who know that he was a great man. Their opinion doesn't matter because they're in different countries than ours, and they have brown skin. But you know, I'm more inclined to think that, despite the fact that Iran is religiously, what do you call countries that are run by religion?
Theologists?
Yeah, theocracy.
Theocracy?
Yeah. Despite the fact that Iran is a theocracy, I don't, at least we have the illusion of separation of church and state here. But
except for they insist that it's a Christian country for whatever reason. I will never Well, I guess that's I guess that appeals to. Does that appeal to us? Is that why they call it a Christian country? Why do they call it a Christian country?
It's another mind control program.
It's just a program.
Every time they say that, they're just trying to fuck with your mind.
It's just we're the good guys. We're the Christians. We're the good ones.
Yeah, just raise your hand to the sky. Say, Jesus is my Lord and Savior, and then you're spiritually and intergalactically permitted to stick a knife in their throat because Jesus is my Lord and Savior. You know, go to church, go to confession, wear a crucifix. Say a little prayer for me forever. And I don't know. It's a crazy planet. We need more comedy. We need more satire. We need more comedy to point out the stupidity that we're wading through.
They seem afraid. The comedians seem afraid these days. All the fucking restrictions on free speech and such. You know, they seem to be, going through a phase at this moment where they don't want to cross too many lines.
Yeah. You don't really see people making fun of Jews.
I don't see a lot of. You never see anybody talking about Israel, but that's not what I'm talking about. I saw fucking Bill Maher in Seattle, and right after marijuana was legalized, and I was thinking he's going to do a bunch of weed jokes. He didn't do a single weed joke. He talked about weed for like 1 second and then moved on. I was like, what the fuck? Worthless. That guy's horrible, though. I hate him.
Well, you had a pretty good point last night, right before the cops got here.
Oh, it was the cops, huh?
Yeah, the people showed up and the cops showed up to get the rest of their shit. So I had to jet out in the driveway, make sure everything went well, and it went well, and I came back in. Sorry about that.
It's all good?
Yeah, it's all good. I'm sorry I had to hang up on you like that, but yeah, what were we talking about? Comedians, Jews.
You were just going to tell me. I don't know. You were just going to tell me something. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, with all this oil in my feet, I think my tongue is swelling, Michael.
Well, you have to drink lots of water. Be sure and drink lots of water.
Oh, great. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's all mind control. And just, if you listen to Jesus or Carl Jung or Lao Tzu or Marcus Aurelius or Nietzsche, the whole purpose of life is to gain sovereignty over your own consciousness, or Terence McKenna for that. You gain sovereignty over your own consciousness. And nobody has ever said it's an easy thing to do. it's pretty fucking difficult. You got to go through. People don't realize Carl Jung had 4 fucking mental breakdowns. They never talk about that. Carl Jung was way more than a psychologist, a theorist on the mind. He was a mystical guy. And so if you can meet Buddha on the sidewalk as a homeless guy. I have met plenty of homeless people that weren't Looney Tunes.
A lot of them are veterans. Okay,
right,
so
yeah.
I mean, whatever it is you want to think about them, we're all like, oh, we love our veterans, our troops so much. A lot of them are veterans, so and they just can't deal with shit.
Well, I consider you to be a very kind man, Michael, and I'm quite sure as you walk down the streets of your town, you're probably pretty fucking kind to people. And I try to be the same way. I'm a joker. And
yeah,
I think we need more kindness.
Well, look, if you make your neighborhood a little bit more kind place, then you know who benefits from that? You, because that's where you live. No, you benefit from it because now you have a kinder neighborhood that you live in. So do it. If that's what you want, make that happen.
Amen. Praise Jesus.
Pass the cannabis. All right, Michael. Well, it's good to hear from you. I'm glad that you're nice and relaxed. That's a good way to be.
Yeah, I'm pretty spaced out, dude. I'm waiting for Steve McClanahan's call. I'm wondering if
don't encourage him.
Did he make it to Indonesia? I had a girlfriend named Maggie McClanahan.
Huh? No, I didn't know that.
She crawled underneath my house. Tried to loosen my gas pipe. She cut the gas line to my stove. She stole lots of money. She fucking drove me nuts. She was a bad woman. I'm wondering if Steve's related to her.
Was she redhead?
No, man. She was not a redhead. She was a blonde. Typical fucking blonde. Watch out for them. They're dangerous. It's always the pretty ones that get you.
It's like a moth to a flame, man.
Yep, I'm a moron. I got that twitch in my neck every time a pretty girl walks by. It's like autonomic reaction. It's like, can't help it. Just another moron pretending to be cool. I'll see you later, Michael.
Okay, it's good to hear from you. Stay cool.
Okay, bye.
Whoop, I pushed the wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button. Wrong button. Right button. That's our buddy Michael from Southern California. He sounds nice and relaxed. Sounds like he had a good night's sleep and and woke up and was like, where the fuck am I? That's always an odd feeling. Doesn't happen very often, but I think it means that you got really good deep sleep, which is nice. So, you guys want to see another clip? I got another clip. Let's see. Let me make sure we got this right. Okay, I have a fucking tiger clip because I love the fucking tiger clip because people talk about being afraid, right? See, this is what we used to have to deal with as we walk through the forest and fucking tiger, right? We don't have to deal with that anymore. We got past that. So whatever it is you're afraid of, we don't got to deal with that no more, right? So don't worry. That's going to be fine. We'll get through it. Here, I think this is an important clip. Hold on. You want to see the Epstein clip? Let's see the Epstein clip. Epstein video accidentally deleted. We better play that one since it's the title of the show. Okay, here we go. Ready?
And there is new reporting tonight about Jeffrey Epstein's first suicide attempt in jail. Federal prosecutors in an unrelated case now say jail officials inadvertently deleted surveillance video from the night of Epstein's first suicide attempt in July. When Epstein died in a second apparent suicide attempt the next month, the camera outside his cell did not work. And tonight here, we hear from the first alleged victim known to have reported Jeffrey Epstein to law enforcement 24 years ago. Here's ABC's chief national affairs correspondent, Tom Yamas, tonight.
I'm painting these beautiful survivors, these women. Maria Farmer met Jeffrey Epstein and British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell in the mid-1990s when Epstein asked the 25-year-old art student to work for him.
Maria Farmer, in a lawsuit, alleges while she was working the front door at Epstein's townhouse, she started seeing things that concerned her involving Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell would go out on these drives to procure models. She would say, these are the nubiles. I need the nubiles. That was her word. She would bring them to Jeffrey Epstein's mansion.
Farmer says Maxwell told her they were simply auditioning young girls for modeling jobs.
I knew something was wrong. I didn't know what was wrong.
According to her lawsuit, Farmer says her experience with Maxwell and Epstein took a dark turn when they sexually assaulted her.
I remember being in a lot of pain. I remember having some bruises. They didn't get my clothes off. They tried.
Maxwell has not responded to requests from ABC News for comment, but has previously denied allegations she enabled Epstein's abuse.
The way I had been treated made it very clear to me there is something else going on.
Farmer says she was so alarmed that she reported Epstein and Maxwell to the FBI.
If the FBI had listened to me in 1996, there would have been no more victims.
The FBI declined to comment for this report. You'll learn in our 2-hour special the FBI came back around 10 years later and asked Maria Farmer about Epstein. Tonight, Maria shares more of her story, and you'll also meet her younger son. She, too, was victimized by Jeffrey Epstein. As for Ghislaine Maxwell, sources tell ABC News she's currently under investigation by federal authorities in New York. David?
All right, Tom, thank you. And as
Sorry. Okay, so I was saying the phone's ready. Matt, you can call if you're trying to call in. It's ready, waiting for you to call. I just checked it. And I was saying, what else was I saying? Oh, right. And for the rest of you, operators are standing by. Telephone number is 805-669-6397. That's 805-663-6397 or 805 Mox News. For the rest of you, follow me and do exactly as you see. Oh, I got a phone call. Hello, caller.
Hello, caller. Hey, Max, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How about you, Chris?
I'm doing all right. Been reading a lot about Trump's reaction to the bombing of the Air Force Base and his reluctance to respond. What I've been reading about today. And
did you hear anybody saying anything about like weapon systems being hacked and that's how the plane got shot down?
No, but again, I just kind of fall back to this website, Moon of Alabama, and today the thread for today or the discussion for today was called "Pentagon Accuses Iran of Shooting Down a Ukrainian Plane, but Evidence is Flimsy." That's like what the entire thread is about. And like I said, Bertrand, the guy who runs that website, just says the Pentagon is accusing Iran's air defense of shooting down Ukrainian plane that crashed yesterday. The Pentagon says it was an accidental incident, but the evidence on which the claim is based is flimsy. And then there's a link and there's a quote, And then there's another link and another quote. One of the it says like higher, and some of this stuff is the stuff that we talked about yesterday about the photo evidence and the video evidence and how it wasn't conclusive. Now, this video evidence of like the missile shooting down the plane. So the Iranian state media, press television, had an article about this, and they say, I mean, obviously they have an opinion, and I think it's as valid as like the speculation of corporate media, considering corporate media's track record with these kinds of incidents. So I think the Iranian perspective is equally valid. And they say Iran's civil aviation chief dismisses reports of Ukrainian plane being hit by missiles. So they're saying, and they go back to the same thing, that the conclusion of the article from Iranian state television, it says, meanwhile, foreign intelligence sources also believe that the crash, which killed all 176 on board, was likely caused by technical malfunction. 5 security sources, 3 Americans, 1 European, and 1 Canadian, who asked not to be named, told Reuters that based on initial assessment of Western intelligence agencies, the plane had suffered a technical malfunction and had not been brought down by a missile. There was evidence one of the jet's engines had overheated, the Canadian source said. So that's what state media is saying in Iran. Then this idea that so you're saying that the argument that you're making, or that the media is making, somebody in the media is making,
I heard a general say earlier tonight.
On CNN,
I heard a general earlier tonight say that tomorrow we're going to be hearing all these conspiracy theories about how the weapon system, an Iranian weapon system, was hacked by Americans, and that's why that they shot down the plane. So I'm just saying. So I'm just saying, yes, that's where all of a sudden I'm like, oh well, okay, that makes a lot more sense now.
It does make a lot of sense. So oddly enough, and I have so many links open, but. Well, the most important link is the one that I provided you with right there in the very beginning. It's the moon of Alabama. And I haven't even had time to go through every single one of these responses, but that is where where I think you'll find the links from different perspectives about, like this person says on CFM 56 engines, can information relative to the engine maintenance schedule or a catastrophic event be remotely accessed? I'm not an expert, just a Joe Sixpack here. Maybe some astute people on this blog or host would know. But then he does link to a link to an article about advanced vibration monitoring. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a techie either, Mike, but I don't trust General on CNN either,
No, what I think is that he's putting out the idea before these theories start to come out. He's putting out the idea that saying these loonies are going to start spreading these theories, and that this is going to be one of them. This is going to be one of them. And I'm like, holy shit, he just told us exactly what's happening. Because that's what they do. If you listen, that's why I always fucking post these videos of these people, because they do. They tell us, they love to tell us exactly what it is that's happening.
I would question if it comes from an official source like an ex-military or ex-intelligence source on a major network. I would have some question about why it is being said every single time. So there's a lot of people are saying that like this is a victory for Trump in a way, and it's also like a victory for peace because we're stepping back from the edge of the precipice, right? We're not going to go into conflict. Apparently, everyone seems, even like callers earlier, right? They seem to be more relaxed. So this was the editorial from the World Socialist website. And what they do is, I'm getting a really bizarre echo on my phone, so I apologize, Mike, if it's echoing. But it says, from the World Socialist website, why did Trump fail to act on his threat? It's more than likely that the Joint Chiefs of Staff warned Trump that precipitous action could result in military disaster. The Pentagon needs more time to prepare the defense of some 70,000 U.S. troops deployed on Iran's borders from Afghanistan to Turkey, along with tens of thousands of more military contractors and naval personnel stationed in the region. The military knows that the next round of American attacks will probably be answered with the rain of Iranian missiles on American bases, airfields, battleships, and aircraft carriers. In the run-up to the U.S. wars against Iraq in 1991 and 2003, Washington needed several months to prepare against a far less potent enemy. There also are political considerations by Washington's war planners. More time is needed to develop pro-war propaganda and psychologically condition the population for levels of violence unknown since the end of World War II. This propaganda will include efforts to condition the American people to accept the use of nuclear weapons by the United States with the assistance of depliant corporate media. The mass protests in Iran and throughout the Middle East provoked by Soleimani's killing provide an indication of the upheavals that will be unleashed by an all-out American war, especially as the working class is entering mass struggles across the globe. The only two substantive elements of Trump's speech were his vow to impose additional economic sanctions on Iran and his demand that NATO become much more involved in the Middle East. No details were given about the new sanctions, and it's difficult to imagine how much more Washington can intensify its maximum pressure campaign to crush Iran's economy and starve its people into submission. So the point there is we may have just passed this little moment in time, but for the last 30 or 40 or 50 years, we've been building up to this moment in time. So it isn't as though we got by one, everything's fine. It's no, the troops are still deployed. We're imposing new sanctions. Any mistake, it's a powder keg. All of those things are real.
Everything's not fine. We're on the edge of World War III, but we'll get through it. You know? I mean, that's what the facts are. We always get through it. Whatever the shit is, we always get through it. So we'll get through it. Okay?
Because we have in the past.
Yes, we always do. It's who humans are. You know?
Well, I just think that it is important for people to remember that we still are on this edge of war. And
I think that people are very aware of the fact that we're walking on eggshells right now. Okay? And I think that they're just trying to take a breath for a minute and waiting to see what happens next and hoping that maybe there might not be something that happens next. That's all. But I agree. I mean, Trump's been doing nothing but shipping troops into the Middle East for a very long time now. The last year, he's just been shipping. Yeah. He's been flooding troops into that area. So, you know.
And troop movements from one place to another, concentrating troops in one place and not in another place. That's been going on under Trump as well. And like I mentioned to you earlier in the week, this military exercise that's going to happen in Europe this spring, that's also Trump. Trump also wanted a military parade through the streets of Washington, D.C., because other leaders get to have military parade. That's Trump. Trump is also the one who made the boisterous claims against North Korea, and a lot of people thought he was unhinged.
Yeah.
Until he could get into the moment where the crisis was just at a certain crescendo, then he backed down, just like he did in this example as well. But that doesn't mean this is a much more dangerous situation, I believe, than North Korea, because from what I read, there aren't any there is an alliance between China and Russia and Iran, but that isn't. I don't think that's cut in stone. So it depends on the kind of conflict that occurs between the two countries, how the other powers will become involved. If it's a proxy war,
I don't think that they just war gamed with the Iranian Navy as some kind of pretend gesture. I think that was pretty a serious thing that they're like, hey, look, this is how it's going to go down if you make it go down.
So there is a website I looked at yesterday. It's a YouTube channel called the Info Graphics Show, and what it does is it simulates different battlefields and different configurations. And this video was made in July of 2019, and it's called USA versus Iran: Who Would Win? Military Army Comparison 2019, and it almost has an anti-war perspective to it, because it's a 10-minute long video, but it walks through the amount of money each country spends on its military, each country's military capabilities, and it points out that Iran spends less than $50 billion a year on its military. The United States spends like $1 trillion a year on its military. There's some crazy amount of money, but that is extraordinarily disproportionate. So I don't know. I can't even understand why anybody would see these actions of murdering this general as anything but just naked American imperialism.
It's a war crime. It's a high-profile diplomatic assassination. We have treaties against that. It's not the act of civilized human beings.
So there was this other story about Boeing on the very same day that the day after the Boeing crash. There was a news story I found that said that there were bugs found on Boeing 737 400 to 800 series before the Boeing 737 MAX, and that this bug basically made the pilot's screen black out. And there's 6 screens in the cockpit of a 737, and all of the screens blacked out when the plane was approaching 4 or 5 different airports. And it was some kind of malfunction with either the programming or the electronics of this Boeing plane. And considering we live in the greater Seattle area, I was really surprised that I didn't see this except for in one site. And that was interesting. And the site was from the register.com, United Kingdom. It says blackout bug. Boeing 737 cockpit screens go blank if pilots land on specific runways. It says it's an odd thing that haunts the next generation airliner. It's the same plane that crashed in Iran, and this story was posted on January 8th. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that seems like an odd coincidence. There's a lot of really odd coincidence happening with this, with that story, man.
So this is what it says. It says, Boeing 737 next-generation airliners have been struck by a peculiar software flaw that blanks the airliner's cockpit screens if pilots dare attempt a westward landing at specific airports. Amid the various well-reported woes facing America's largest airframe maker, another one has emerged from the U.S. FAA, a bug that causes all pilot display screens in the 737 airliner to simply go blank. The bug kicks in when airline crews try to program the autopilot to follow what the FAA described as a selected instrument approach to a specific runway. 7 of the runways, 5 are in America and 2 in South America, Colombia and Guyana, respectively, triggered the bug. Instrument approach procedures guide pilots to safe landings in all weather conditions, regardless of visibility. But again, it's just another example that this, the amount of money that these airline companies spend with research and development and manufacturing commercial and military aircraft, I just wonder about the quality of the product,
I think it's a good question. Hey, Chris, I gotta go. Someone else is trying to get through.
Yeah, I'll get off the phone. Thank you for the show, and I'll listen to the next call.
Okay, it's good to hear from you. All right, Matt. I'm turning off the Do Not Disturb, okay? I turned it off. There you go, Matt. This is your chance, Matt. Can you do it, Matt? Can you get through? Can you call? Otherwise, whatever. I have another clip for you that I really want to play. This is about the Secret Service, the cost of Secret Service travel, and the head of the Treasury Department, Steve Mnuchin. All right, so here's a call. Hold on.
to take this call.
Pressing 1. Caller, how are you tonight?
Holy shit! Finally! God, do you know how many times I tried freaking calling? I used an alternative phone number and everything like that. I freaking was like, just like, just don't get me started on this. I tried calling in and like freaking, apparently, freaking, and maybe the flat Earth is true. Maybe the flat Earth is true. You know, because freaking all of a sudden, our communications were not lining up, or maybe it's the powers that be that just there's too much truth being spoken on this channel right now within the audience itself, the chat. And let me give a shout out to Wolco, WOLCO, and some numbers. Hey, what's up, brother? Freaking, thanks for taking the sound out of my vagina. But okay. So, first and foremost, freaking, let me ask you something, sir.
Go.
I need some some pharmaceutical remedies.
Okay.
I don't trust the products that I'm getting from my dispensaries.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking that it's better for me to get a gram of marijuana and making tea out of it. What is the best way to extract it? Because the thing is, I understand that you can't just eat the marijuana because it has to go through a heating process to, I guess, there's a certain chemical reaction that goes through.
I've never successfully had tea. Now, one of the things that I've done in the past that I've done successfully is I've taken gelatin capsules, like empty gelatin capsules, and I've heated the marijuana up at like 275 degrees.
How'd you do that? How'd you heat it up?
I put it on a pan and put it in the oven.
So you basically like did a I don't like, I mean, it's not like fried rice or something like that, but you just put it on a freaking low temperature skillet.
Yeah, or I put it on a baking sheet. And I put it in the oven for 275 and for like 10 minutes. And then I just put it in the capsules and eat it.
See, because, okay, so let me tell you about the experiment that I ran. And actually, I could have done it better. Like I said, it's my experiment. I'm trying to, just try to figure this out. And I just felt that he'd be a good source for it. And the thing is that THC is not water soluble. And the thing is that we need a fatty substance in order to kind of encapsulate the hearty goodness of the herbal resources.
Yeah, well, I always make my own butter. I mean, I eat brownie. When I get up in the morning, I have a brownie. So.
Well, the thing is, pardon me for interrupting. Well, true for you too, by the way. I mean, that's fucking awesome. And I'm kind of jealous of that, to be honest with you. But the thing is, like, okay, look at English tea. They use butter, fat, and milk or whatever else in their teas. And the thing is, like, that's part of, like, the extraction process. Like, you got to put some butter in it when you make the tea. Well, I use coconut oil because that's a substitute. Because it's fatty and everything.
Yeah. Well, now, anyways, okay, listen. When I make my butter, or when I make a batch of cookies, right? With my butter, I will take the mixing cup, the Pyrex mixing cup that I melt the butter in, because I keep my butter in the freezer so it has to get melted. So I take that mixing cup, which is coated in marijuana butter, and then I make a cup of tea out of that. So you can make.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Because you had it. Like, when I made my first batch of cookies and stuff, like, I used butter, and this is when I was living in Washington. I made my butter, let it solidify, do its thing and stuff, like, after I boiled it out. And then I made cookie batter with it.
Yeah.
Are you saying there's an extra step in that?
Everybody makes their stuff their own way. So.
Well, I'm trying to figure out the best way, essentially.
Well,
and the thing is, like,
can you see the chat room?
You know what? Let me stop being lazy. Let me actually go on my laptop instead of just using my phone and shit. Pardon my mouth.
It's all good because I can put a link to how I make my butter. You know, and I have a video on how I make the butter. If you haven't seen that video, so
no. Well, what I do recall is because you go through a lot of grief with YouTube, and a lot of your material was being suppressed. Suppressed. And you know, and yeah, I never got around to it and stuff. You know, and at the same time, like, pardon me, but that's the damn thing. Is like, YouTube's been
horrible,
to say the least.
Yeah.
You know, and all right, so let me get on here and stuff. But no, thanks for sharing. But you know, while I look this up, go ahead and send a link. I'm gonna go ahead and get in the chat. I'll let you know when you know it's gets sent.
Yeah, it's right there. It's in the chat now. That's the butter.
I'll just timestamp it. I don't want to, you know, hold up the line and everything like that.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying,
you know,
this is how I make my butter, and it works, and it's very simple, and anybody can do it, and you just gotta, you know.
Well, the thing is, your channel sounds suppressed. What's a good headline to look it up at?
Butter.
Mox butter. Yeah. Got it. no, like it's that simple, man. Like, well, that's how simple YouTube used to be.
Yeah.
Like when I look up my own videos, that are clearly defined with the headline and title of the search engine, I get a bunch of other crap before I see my stuff, and I am no one.
Yeah.
And everything I see more fog.
Yeah, they got everybody. You gotta be somebody. You gotta have. Yeah, everybody. The big guys all get the top billing now. It's fucked up.
Yeah, and you know, trust me, I'm not freaking trying to self-build myself on your channel and shit. What it comes down to is, you know, like, okay, so number one thing I want to freaking, I've really like, as a supporter of your channel, as a fan of your efforts, like a believer of your efforts,
Go ahead.
Can you do me a favor? And do your best research of this title, National Renewal. National Renewal. In fact, if you could, look that up right now and tell people what you see.
No, I can't do that right now. But I gotta go. I'll talk to you again soon. I hope. Thanks so much for calling. I'm sorry. I gotta go right now.
Well, definitely freaking National Renewal.
Okay.
Be safe, be kind, stay strong.
Okay, you too. Thanks for calling. All right. So listen, I gotta play a video for you guys. What happened to my mic? Happening. Anyways, I'm going to play a clip for you guys. I want you guys to see this one. This one I think is kind of important. So here we go.
Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin reportedly wants to wait until after the 2020 election to reveal how much the U.S. Secret Service spends when President Donald Trump and his family travel. Mnuchin is negotiating with senators on a bill that would put the Secret Service back under the control of his department, where it was housed for decades until the Department of Homeland Security assumed control in 2003. Anonymous sources told the Washington Post Mnuchin isn't seeing eye to eye with Democrats, who want the Secret Service to disclose presidential travel costs within 120 days after the bill is passed. But the Post says Mnuchin is on board with requiring the Secret Service to report those numbers after the election in November. The Treasury Department confirmed that Mnuchin is working with lawmakers on the legislation, but didn't comment on the reported dispute.
I'm back. All right. So let's see. And thanks to Matt for calling. Sorry, I had to fucking cut you short, man. I was trying to get something to happen. Is it muted again? Is it muted? It's not muted. I can see mic working. Sorry about that if Matt's call didn't get through. If anybody else wants to call, I have the Do Not Disturb turned off, so you can call now. And otherwise, those are my clips for today. Actually, I have one more clip. It was Twitter banning Venezuelan politicians. If you guys want to see that one, I have that clip. We'll play that. We can play that right now, as long as I got it lined up, huh? That's clip number 3.
Twitter was met with sharp criticism from Venezuelan officials Tuesday after it suspended more than a dozen accounts associated with the country's government institutions. Twitter didn't announce the move, but on Wednesday said in a statement that it has proactive systems that detect platform manipulations. It also said that users can appeal the suspensions if they believe it's an error. The accounts consist of journalists, political leaders, and military branches, including the Army, Navy, and National Guard. A few of the accounts were later restored. In a similar move last year, Twitter removed nearly 2,000 Venezuelan accounts it says were part of a state-backed propaganda campaign. It initially pinned the campaign on Russia's Internet Research Agency, but later said the campaign was likely based out of Venezuela.
I thought both of those clips were a little interesting, but I really thought that the Secret Service clip was very interesting, right? That the Treasury Department, the head of the Treasury Department, Secretary of Treasury, is trying to get control of the Secret Service, trying to get them to be under his control, which, according to the story, they became part of Homeland Security in 2003 as opposed to part of the Treasury Department, and he wants to get them back as part of the Treasury Department, and he's refusing to release. I don't know how, if they're not part of the Department, why he's refusing, but he's saying he's refusing to release the travel cost of the Secret Service before the election, because because they don't want you to know how much money the Secret Service is spending at Donald Trump resorts. Got it? Because the Secret Service is spending millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars at Donald Trump resorts. So you know. And they won't let you know about it until after the election, because that's the sort of thing Donald Trump supporters might not like. Hello, caller.
Hello, caller. Yo.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Hey, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
This is Jason from San Diego.
Hey, Jason. Nice to hear from you. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, no worries, man. So yeah, I just wanted to call. I called you a couple days ago when the shit was hitting the fan with Iran, and I was
I was the one that was kind of like the cool head. I was like, "No, we're not going to war with Iran."
Yeah.
And everyone thought we were. I don't know if you remember that, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
So I think that this whole thing with Iran, just touch base on that real quick. Yeah, man, like they bombed the general, and then everyone's worried they're gonna start this big war, but they didn't really do shit. The Iranians, told the Iraqi government that they were gonna hit those bases 3 hours before they even fired the missiles.
Right.
And then once they did that,
and the Iraqis told the Americans.
Yeah, then they told us, and then everyone got out of the bases, and then most of the missiles.
Well, they didn't get out of their bases. They have bunkers at the bases. They have, where they can go down underground and.
Yeah. But anyways, so like basically Iran didn't do shit, and then.
Well, Iran demonstrated that they could hit anywhere they wanted, and there's nothing the Americans can do to stop it.
Well, it's not anywhere they wanted. It's within a certain range. They do have capabilities, and their technology is getting a little better. They got those drones now, but I mean, they were kind of starting shit before we took that guy out. I mean, I think that you were talking earlier about how they were killing ISIS, and that's very true. The Russians and Iranians were killing ISIS, and their whole culture and religion is like mortal enemies of that sect of their religion.
Yeah,
so they hate each other, natural enemies.
They want ISIS gone. They want ISIS gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone wants ISIS gone. No one wants ISIS.
I don't know.
So,
Americans seem to be using ISIS to their benefit in Syria.
Well, it wasn't Trump. That was John McCain and that was Obama when they were giving money to ISIS in Syria. When they were giving money to Al Qaeda and they were, going and working with terrorists.
I agree. Those people definitely did that. I agree 100%. Those people did that. I don't know that Trump Pentagon hasn't been giving money to ISIS also, though. I don't know that they haven't.
Yeah, I don't know either. I think that if they had, I think they would be all over CNN and they'd be blasting Trump for it. I don't think Trump gets a pass on anything. So I don't think that he'd get a pass on that.
No, but the Pentagon gets a pass on everything.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I heard you talking earlier too, like the evidence. I'm a big fan of Ron Paul and Rand Paul.
Yeah.
And he came out talking shit, and he was like, they didn't tell us anything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Trump, in that clip he played, Trump was saying, well, the intelligence agency didn't want to give it up. They didn't want, that's kind of like revealing their sources. If we give you the evidence, they said they're going to try to blow up the embassy or whatever, and they said, well,
those people all have top secret clearances. That's why they were allowed to be part of that briefing.
Yeah, but they still didn't give it to them. They're like, we don't even want to give them the info because they're they'll leak that shit in like 5 minutes, and everyone will know, and then our sources fucking blown. And not to say that I completely trust the intelligence agencies, because we know that they're fucking full of shit.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. So, and you know that Trump is full of shit too, right? You know that Trump lies constantly, right?
Yeah. What lie? Can you tell me the lie? Because
when he looked into the camera and said, "I don't know anything about Julian Assange or WikiLeaks," was that a lie?
Well, yeah, but at the same time, look how much shit he's taken over it. What is he going to say? Like, oh, yeah, Julian Assange is my homie, and then, like, they've been trying to impeach him for that shit for, like,
something like a fucking real man that he claims to be.
I would pardon him. Straight up, because I was down with Roger Stone.
Right.
And I love the fact that he got the.
Look, I don't give a shit about Roger Stone or fucking Donald Trump. They're fucking slimy fucking scumbags who won't recognize a true hero like Julian Assange and fucking stand up to make sure that he's not fucking rotting away in a jail cell, fucking sick and starving.
Yeah, but you know what, Julian Assange, he knew what he was getting himself into, and that was the risk that he takes. And you know what, if he's the martyr for the cause, like, he'll forever go down as a hero, as a freedom fighter, whether Trump backs him up or not. As far as Trump's concerned, he's collateral damage. His use is up to him.
Who's going down on Trump's watch?
He has no use.
You say if he goes down on Trump's watch. Oh well, fucking Tulsi Gabbard said that she will pardon Julian Assange of any U.S. crimes, which means he'd be out of jail in just a couple of days here. Okay.
Yeah, but the Democrats are never going to let her in, dude. I mean, like they're going to vote for Biden, they're going to vote for Sanders.
Where Trump is a pretend man. She's a real take care of business person. She's a real say what I mean person. And he's fucking bullshit, dude. Just like the Pentagon and the White House before him and the White House before him. That's why he fits in so good there.
I fucking love it here, man. Like the Iranian government, I look at them, they're pieces of shit. It's a religious dictatorship, and you have to grow a beard, and you have to wear a headscarf, and you can't drink alcohol, and you can't smoke weed, or they'll fucking put you in jail, and you'll sit there for 20 years. It's like they don't have any rights. And you know what?
Every day, for the last 45 years, 50 years of my life, they've been threatening to put me in jail because I smoke weed. Okay?
Me too. I smoked weed every day of my life.
Government
and
also.
I hear you on that.
Yeah.
I grew up in the same. I was born in '83, and I started smoking weed when I was 12.
Yeah.
So I know what's up.
Every day this government's been at war with me.
I've been treated like a criminal by this government since day I can remember.
Exactly, for choosing the safest alternative. Out of all the choices, you choose the safest one because you got a big brain and you want to keep it that way, and this government penalizes you for it.
Yeah, but it's a difference. I mean, it's a difference. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I hate the Iraq War. I thought that was fucking bullshit. But at the same time,
which is another thing. This fucking bullshit with the cannabis. It's another thing that Donald Trump could have fucking changed by now, and he's chosen not to. Just like Barack Obama, who was a piece of shit and said he was fucking different and he was going to make different things happen. Fucking laughed when people asked him about legalizing marijuana. He laughed in their fucking faces.
Yeah, I had a friend that went to jail because he got arrested by the feds, directly sent by Obama to raid the medical dispensaries around here for medical marijuana under Barack Obama, and he was sending the feds in to bust all these people for fucking selling pot.
That was the first thing he did when he got into office. Is he fucking raided
that was Obama.
Obama raided the entire West Coast of all the medical fucking medical marijuana dispensaries. He busted them up and down the West Coast. The very first thing he did when he got into office.
Yeah, I remember that. So I mean, Trump at least hasn't been doing that. He's kept the hands-off approach on it.
Well, he just made a signing statement on a fucking bill that I think was the NDAA, in which he said he does not have to abide by any medical marijuana laws that Congress passes, because Congress has passed laws saying you can't touch the medical marijuana people, you can't pass it, you can't fucking spend any federal dollars on medical marijuana people that are obeying their state laws. And he said that doesn't apply to me.
Well, Congress, is both the House and the Senate, and they haven't passed a bill that's been signed by the president that's put it into law. And you know what? They need to do that shit because they talk all this big game, both sides. Well, not the Republicans really, but at least the Democrats. They've been saying, "Oh, legalize it," and then they never even do shit.
The Democrats have not been pro legalize. The Hillary Clinton was never pro legalize. She's been their leader for a long time. Kamala Harris fucking was arresting people for it before she became a senator. She's not. She was
the attorney general.
Yeah, she's fucking horrible. So Democrats are not pro marijuana. They're pro police state, just like the fucking Republicans are.
So that's the thing, it's like, I don't know. I wish we could get someone legit, and hopefully one of these years we will get someone to clean up that shit. Trump, that's not his strength,
Well, Bernie Sanders,
I think he has a lot of strengths, but that's definitely not going to be up there.
Bernie Sanders, like in 2016, during the entire campaign, at every single campaign rally, Bernie Sanders said having marijuana being illegal federally is institutionalized racism. And he said that at every single rally. I haven't heard him say it this time around, but if he believes that, then I think that there's a good chance that he'll do some kind of type of decriminalization right away if he was to have the chance.
You know what? I think that that's completely right. That there is like a lot of institutionalized racism in this country, and even nobody really gave Trump credit, but he passed some really kind of historic prison reform things that got rid of some mandatory minimum sentences for certain things. And, he was like praised by Van Jones on the left. A lot of people came in and said, yeah, dude, you fucking did a good job with that shit. So, and, I ain't see anybody else doing that. So I give him props where it's due.
It's this thing where they take baby steps back from the drug war. Oh, look, we're baby stepping back your freedom. Here, there's a little extra freedom right there for you. There you go. It's bullshit, man. I mean, it's not what we're supposed to be. We don't need the goddamn nanny state fucking government. Trump is supposed to know that, and yet he acts like, oh, we love our police. We can't get enough. We need more police state. Police state for everyone. What?
I'm not a fan of like police brutality or anything, but at the same time, like I'm really glad we have the rule of law in this country. Because other places don't. It's like you go to places like China. It's like, well, again, it's getting fucking. Now it's super fucking law.
The rule of law is what it is that has made the country at war with you since you were 12 years old. So the rule of law, the justice system is clearly broken. It's clearly broken. And if we
there's obviously a use for the military, dude. I'm just telling you because people have been fighting each other for thousands of years, and they're like. My grandmother, she came from Russia, right?
I'm not saying. Look, came to power.
I know. I just want to tell you a little story.
Okay, you go ahead. You go ahead.
So my grandmother, she came from Russia. When Stalin came to power, they had the same kind of like thing as Bernie Sanders, like eat the rich. The rich are the problem. They took over the whole country. They took all the money from the rich people, and everybody starved to death. She went to China. Then she lived in China. My grandfather was in the military. He was fighting the Japanese. And in World War II, Japan went to China. They killed tens of millions of Chinese people just indiscriminately, more than the Jews. It didn't make it into our history books. They went to the Philippines. They wanted to enslave all of Asia to this little island.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's like, this is a fucking
Japanese
real world, dude.
Fucking crazy, I know.
People will chop your head off for a fucking piece of bread. Like it's not like the same in other countries. It's shit's raw, and the fact that we've come this far, and is like really has a lot to do just with not putting up with that kind of shit. And honestly, capitalism has created more wealth than anything else has in human history. So like. Trying to punish rich people.
Capitalism has fucking scooped the wealth out of the earth and scooped it directly to the 1%. So all of our natural resources, our gold, our silver, our fucking oil is scooped right out of the ground by the rich people. It goes directly to the rich, our diamonds, and then they fucking dole it back out to us at a way jacked up price, gouging the fuck out of the people for something that belonged to them in the first place. And keeping
golden diamonds are worthless.
And keeping us from getting people. And keeping us from getting a 21st century infrastructure, by the way, also. Okay?
No, dude, they're the reason we have a 21st century infrastructure.
We do not have.
Because we're building all this stuff.
We do not have a 21st century infrastructure. We do not.
I think that we do. I think that if you go other places, it's not as nice as it is here.
Donald Trump campaigned on the fact that our country is falling apart, that our fucking airports are a joke compared to places like China and Russia and other places like that. He said you can't believe how fucking beautiful their fucking places are. Okay.
Well, it's the rate of expansion. Like,
remember, make
China,
America great, because America is such a shithole. That's the way Donald Trump saw it. And now, because he's president, all of a sudden it's not that way anymore. Well, you're wrong. It's still the same fucking shithole it was before he took it over, and now he's trying to pretend like he's done something great with it.
No, I just think that there's a lot of regulations in place. Like, you can't build new houses in California. That's why we got fucking homeless people everywhere. You can't. They won't let you do anything. You have to get a fucking license to go fishing. You have to get a license to fucking make a house. You have to get a license to fucking drive a car. You have to do a license to fucking do anything. You have to get environmental impact statements just to build something that takes 15 years. Like in China, you look in the city, they got 15 cranes on the skyline, and they're building 100-story skyscrapers.
It's that way in Seattle
look.
too. I mean, there's fucking cranes everywhere, dude.
No, it's not on the same level, and those are the super fucking players that can do that. But I don't know, man. Like, I think that the people have been fighting each other. That we need to have
right. People fight each other defense. Because they're fucking programmed. They're programmed.
I know, but
everything in our media is fucking war. Every movie has guns in it. Every fucking video game you play has fucking guns in it. I mean, this is your entertainment. You think that's what entertainment is fucking violent fucking guns.
That's what the market is. If somebody goes and buys that,
no, that's what we've been programmed.
That's what people are going to sell.
No, because they've taken away what we want.
Michael,
they've made what we want illegal.
Because technology has freed us. Because now that I have a computer and I have YouTube, I don't have to listen to fucking NBC or Fox News. I can go watch Fox News, and I can see all the videos that have been posted, and I can go watch Alex Jones, and I can go watch the Rubin Report, and I can go watch whoever I want, and I can get all these different opinions, and I can make up my own mind. The media has been so decentralized, and they can't even get anything over it. Look at Jeffrey Epstein. You think they're going to fucking slip that one under the rug? Hell no. That fucking blew up on the internet, and they made 10,000 memes. And they're not getting away with it. You think that would have happened 20 years ago? Fuck no.
No, 20 years ago they got away with it when they arrested him and put him in jail. But this time they killed him. And, I mean, who is it you think that's not going to get away with it? Because they're going to get away with killing him.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think that a lot of people fucking just get wiped out. And I don't understand why that Gizwell bitch is fucking walking free, and it's like, they're fucking in bed with the intelligence agencies. These fucking probably Mossad or some shit. Who knows? It's crazy. I don't know. Like, I don't know who to blame.
It is crazy. It's crazy, bizarro world, man. I hear that part of it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think that like I always say, I think that things are getting better. I think that I don't know. I think that I like having a strong national defense. I don't want to go start wars. I fucking hate wars. I think we should take all of our troops from all the countries and fucking bring them back. But it's like,
yeah. See, that's the thing is you say we have to be able to do this. We have to be, and we do, but we don't have to be spread out all over the fucking world and be the world police for everybody. We can do it. We can protect our country without fucking protecting the whole fucking world. Without being involved in every little skirmish in every little place. And you know why we want to be involved? Is because we can fucking make money off of it. That's why we want to be involved.
Yeah, but I think we got all them.
And that's disgusting. That's completely fucking disgusting. If you want to make money off of people dying.
But here's the thing, like, even you say money is disgusting, it's like, it's just a means to a means. Like, do you know that extreme poverty has been reduced, like, by 80% in the last 50 years? Like,
I don't know where you get stats like that, man.
No, you go look it up, bro. 70% of the world's population was in, like, extreme poverty.
50 years ago, the people in America, in this country, actually had a dream, and they called it the American dream, and it doesn't exist anymore. It used to be, one day I'm going to be part of the middle class, and I'm going to get a new car, and I'm going to live in a nice home. It doesn't exist anymore.
You know what? I just saw an article today that they're paying general managers at Taco Bell $100,000 a year to be a manager at Taco Bell. If you get a job as a manager at Panda Express, they pay you $80,000 a year. There's good jobs out there. I don't have one. I'm fucking broke as fuck, dude. I'm broker than you, believe it or not. But I have my ups and downs too. I made good money, and I've fucking been a piece of shit bum. But I mean, at least the opportunities there. You try getting a job in China, it's like $2 an hour. You can try getting a job in Mexico, it's $5 a day. An hour away from me, people in Mexico are making $5 a day in the factory, and you come up here and like people are bitching about fucking getting it. The minimum wage in California is $13 an hour, by the way.
Yeah.
So, you know, but that's still not enough to live here. It's $2,000 for an apartment. You know,
it's not
fucking, it's crazy. But at the same time, there's all kinds of shit, dude. It's like it's whatever we make it. We're the in control of our own destinies. It's like that to me is the American dream. Is like, just give me the fucking chance and I'll go make something. You know, I'll go do whatever I got to do to make it. You know, all this shit about the government and fucking needing them, that's bullshit. You don't need them. It's like they need us.
No,
we don't need them.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We don't need to spend $1 trillion a year on this fucking military. We don't need the police state, nanny state fucking government babysitting us all day long to make sure that we don't put something in our body that they don't approve of. You know, and we got this out of control fucking police state. We don't need that. It doesn't give, all it does is limit us. All it does is stress us out. Okay? You want to fucking deal with crime? Take away the drug war. Crime ends. Okay? You make heroin $1 a dose or whatever fucking opiate pill they want, $1 a dose. Let them have it. Fucking, that's whatever their life. That's what freedom is. And then, you know what? Because 80% of crime is drug related. Okay, so you end the drug war, and then you have no crime. You know why that's bad? Because then you have all these police officers that are out of work. So we can't have that because we love our police so much. You know, it's really simple to fix the problems here in the United States. You fucking go back to the basics. The founding fathers said no political parties. We end all political parties and we end the fucking war on the people, which is the drug war, which has brought us an epidemic of heroin. Okay, and then you
fentanyl now. You can't even buy real heroin.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
it's very specific. It's fentanyl lace, and it's coming from Chinese laboratories.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is that this is what the drug war gets you. When you say shit like just say no, you know, because that's not what people want to do. People want to get high. What's that?
In China, it's a death penalty for fucking drugs, for any drugs. And then on top of that, they got 1 million Muslims in concentration camps right now in Xinjiang. And I think that's fucking totally fucked up. And the news doesn't even want to talk about that. But, you know, that's really sad. And then Iran, Jesus Christ, they're fuck ups. They blew up a plane. They fucking shot that plane down with all those people in it. And they're fucking so stupid. They gave a no-fly order 3 hours or 2 hours before that shit, and they still took off and got blown up. I mean, I think it's just a shit show. I don't know. I strive for like higher quality. I want the best. I want to do it for real. I don't want to do this half-ass shit. Like when I see like African countries like just like getting looted and fucking all their shit stolen from them, it's like, dude, that's the last thing I want fucking happening to us. I don't know. I think that if we're in a weak position, that we're just going to be taken fucking advantage of. Like,
you're not going to be taken advantage of. I think that there's a lot
bigger pieces of shit. Like, I see the police in other countries, and they'll just look at Mexico. Fucking, you got to pay them a bribe. And you don't even. You're probably working for the Mexican mafia.
And why? And why is it that way? Because of the drug war, the U.S. drug war, not the Mexican drug war, the U.S. drug war. That's why the fuck Mexico is so fucked up, and all of South America is so fucked up.
Yeah, but you again, it's like they're making money. They want to do it. That's their thing. I think that they should.
If you end the drug war, they can't make money off of it anymore. Okay, if you end the drug war, so you make it so that
you're not bringing in marijuana. It's like, I'm for weed. I think you should smoke weed all you want.
That's why you have to legalize all drugs.
They already have the legal drugs. If you want methamphetamine, you go to the store or go to the doctor and you get a fucking prescription for Adderall, and that's the same thing as dextromethamphetamine.
Yeah, but who
the actual
has
scientific name?
Look,
and then
people don't go to the doctor and get a prescription for that unless, of course, they have money.
Well, they were getting
if you have money, then you're going to get
80
what you
million
want.
people.
What's that?
We're getting opiates from the doctor.
Yes, I hear you. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Percodan or Percocet or any of those drugs from.
I agree. You're right. Okay, but that's not where you wind up getting your drugs from in the long run. Okay.
Well, a lot of people do. I think they actually prescribe more meth to kids between the ages of 8 and 18 than anybody's arrested for it.
I think that it's so wrong. I think it's so wrong that they're prescribing fucking, drugs that affect your brain to fucking 8-year-olds and 10-year-olds and 12-year-olds. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with this world? Who in the hell thinks that's a good idea? Not me. So all they need to do is give them a fucking cookie and they'll be good. They'll stop being hyper or whatever the problem is. They'll chill the fuck out. That's all I gotta do is give them a fucking cookie and they'll chill the fuck out. Which is the reason they give them the pills, because they want them to chill the fuck out.
It doesn't work for everyone. Like, not everyone can smoke weed and hang, but I think you gotta keep smoking it for a while and then it gets nicer.
Yeah.
First couple of times are kind of wild.
The pills are the same way. The pills don't work the right way at first either, but your brain figures out what they're supposed to do, and your brain does the same thing with marijuana, only a lot faster.
Yeah. Yeah, I fucking love weed, dude. Jesus Christ, it's fucking so awesome.
It's freedom. It's freedom. This is what I always say when I hear somebody say that they live somewhere where marijuana just got legal. I'm like, congratulations on your new freedom, because it's freedom, man. It's that's why I want marijuana legal, not for me, because I already have legal marijuana. I've had legal marijuana for 20 years. I want it. I want freedom. I love freedom. People don't like being told what to do. That's why there's a heroin epidemic. Is because you tell people, oh, you can't have that, and they go, yeah, fuck you. Who the fuck are you? You're not the boss of me. I'm gonna have whatever I want to have. And now we have a heroin epidemic. When it's the same thing with the fucking prohibition in the 20s, right? There was fucking people everywhere, just drunk all over the streets. It was horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't think you should encourage certain things. Like, I would leave the fentanyl out. I don't think that people should have access to fentanyl.
Look, here's the deal. Okay, here's the deal. When we get everything legal, right, and then on Friday night you go to the party store, right, and everybody's at the party store getting their party supplies on Friday night, right, and they're like, oh, I want this and I want this, and then the guy goes, I want fentanyl. Everybody in the fucking party store is going to take 2 steps back. Be like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? Because nobody wants that shit, dude. Okay?
But
if you have access to
do it on Friday night.
What's that?
Even the heroin.
No.
You can't just do it on Friday night. You have to do it every day.
That's the point. Is no one? That's why no one wants that. Okay?
Yeah,
nobody wants that.
Do it anyways.
That's because they get suckered into it because they get told that marijuana is bad. Marijuana is a gateway drug. And people go, what are you talking about? Marijuana is good. I love marijuana. See, it's all with the lies, okay? Here's the fucking facts. If you just tell people marijuana is the only safe drug, every other fucking drug can kill you. You'll probably know someone who died from alcohol before you graduate high school. You will certainly know a girl who got raped because she had 1 drink too many. In fact, alcohol is the #1 date rape drug in the world. About 1 million women every single day get raped because they had 1 drink too many. Alcohol's a really fucked up thing. Don't mess with alcohol, and you'll probably know somebody who died from it before you got out of high school. Okay.
Oh, I agree. So, and you know what? I go from the libertarian standpoint, and that's kind of a hands-off thing where it's like, do whatever the fuck you want. You want to kill yourself, go do it. But
it's your life, man. You go, live your life. I'll go live my life. I won't tell you how to do your thing. You don't tell me how to do my thing.
But at a certain point, like, I mean, if you're going to be a heroin dealer, for instance, like, and one of your customers dies from your doses, it's like, you know, if it was legal, you would have some repercussions. As
if it was legal, you wouldn't get your heroin. You wouldn't get your heroin from some heroin dealer. You'd go to the party store, and nobody'd want to be at the party store going, "I need heroin because I'm a fucked up human being. I can get any drug I want. I can have a pill. I can have any. But no, I want to shove a needle in my arm. Give me heroin." Nobody's gonna do that, dude. You know what I'm saying? They're going to go, "Oh, that looks excellent. You know, I have this." Or then they know what they want, but it's not going to be like this fucking, it's not going to be like that. People go to those drugs because the drugs are illegal. People, they go to those drugs because they're illegal, and then they get stuck on them. That's what happens.
And, you know, I get it, but you know what? I think that I don't think that that kind of shit should be encouraged. Like, even if you look at the opium war in China, it's like that fucked up like a whole generation. Even if you look at like probably the most like likely cause of death in the United States right now in my age group is fucking heroin overdose.
Opium is right. Yeah, that's what I hear.
So it's like,
I think it's probably. I think there's a good chance car accidents are right up there though too.
I just think if you could help someone save them from a lifetime of addiction, then fucking I think that'd be cool.
Clearly, making stuff illegal doesn't do that. That's what I'm saying. You make it legal, and then you just educate people. This is a stupid drug. It will kill you. This is a stupid drug. It will kill you too. Okay? You know,
yeah, back in the day, it was all legal, and only the scum of the earth would do it. But
well, people, yeah, and that's what I'm saying is, you know, there's gonna be people that are attracted to whatever, and everyone else is gonna look at them like, what's wrong with that guy? And they're not gonna want to have anything to do with those people, and those people are like, I don't want to be exercised, you know, and everyone's gonna know that. That's why no one's gonna want to do it, because they're not gonna want to be one of those people, you know, because they can have any drug, and that's what you choose. Man, there's something messed up with that guy.
Yeah, and we're not even that far disagreement on it. You know, like I wouldn't fucking be that unhappy if they fucking legalized all drugs. You know, like I'm a proponent for legalization of marijuana. Obviously,
it just doesn't work to have stuff illegal. Clearly, it doesn't work, and it ruins people's lives. It's not like they try and rehabilitate them from being heroin addicts. They just fuck up their lives more by putting them in prison and are surrounded by real criminals and fucking horrible human beings, and it just gets worse and worse.
Even so, like I had two sisters, right, and they actually were both addicted to heroin for a while. They both got off it, but they got locked up because they were doing some hella scandalous shit, like fucking super scandalous shit.
Right.
Like I can't even tell you how scandalous this is.
Yeah, no, I get you.
But they got fucking locked up, and they got the option: you go to the crash program, or you go to jail for like 10 years.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, okay, I'll go to the fucking crash program. Well, that shit got them off heroin, dude. I fucking couldn't even believe it. Both of them, 2 in a row. And I thought they were both dead, dude. There was no doubt in my mind they were both fucking gonna die from that shit.
So how long were they in that program that it was like, instead of 10 years, you go do this?
6 months.
Wow, well, that's pretty fucking. I guess, you know,
it's a good program actually.
Yeah.
It's in California, but I guess that helps a lot of people fucking get off the dope.
Huh.
But you know, I'm addicted to cigarettes, dude. I'm fucking hell addicted. I'm addicted to marijuana, dude. If I don't smoke, dude, I'm a fucking asshole, dude.
Why don't you just smoke marijuana when you want to just smoke cigarettes? I mean,
I'm super addicted. I wish I could quit fucking. But even marijuana, dude. Like I cannot stop smoking marijuana. I smoke daily, fucking every 3 hours. I smoke a fat dab, if not more.
Yeah.
And
yeah, well, I'm just saying.
Like, if I don't get my medicine, I'm a fucking cranky little bitch.
What I'm saying is, you get like a quarter pound of weed, and instead of smoking cigarettes, you roll up, you know, packs of fucking joints, and you smoke that instead. I guess. Are you able to smoke? Are you able to smoke cigarettes somewhere that you're not able to smoke weed? Is that what the point is?
No, I can smoke all day long. I don't take any jobs that I can't smoke weed at. That's really important to me. But it's a conflict of interest otherwise.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go to any states where marijuana is not legal. So I get what you're saying.
Well, even it's kind of fucked up because I feel like discriminated against. Like, they want to talk about like racial discrimination, and I know I get that's a big thing, but you know what? Marijuana smokers have been fucking discriminated against for so long, and I think it's such bullshit. You can't even get a job without taking a piss test. Wait, it's legal to smoke weed, but I can't get a job without taking a piss test that fucking says that I'm not smoking weed? Fuck you guys. I think Nevada is pretty dope. They passed a law saying the employers can't drug test you for weed anymore.
Is that right? Cool. Oh, that's really good news because Nevada was really hard on weed for a long, long time.
Well, it was 20 years for a seed or a stem.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's come a long way. They got some dope dispensaries there.
Right on.
Sick dispensaries.
I keep as soon as they get a casino that's fucking cannabis, the cannabis casino, I might have to go back to Vegas and take a peek.
Oh, bro, they smoke weed at all the casinos. No one gives a fuck, dude. It's so ridiculous. Like you go out the front door of the casino and everyone's smoking dope out there, and then you go into the casino and they hide it a little bit more. They'll hit their vape pens, distillate pens.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's you can't go anywhere in Vegas without smelling weed now.
But everybody smokes cigarettes inside the place. I want it to be the cannabis casino, and they fucking bring the fucking electric dab fucking bar to your fucking table while you're playing your cards. You get a fucking dab and you go on.
Well, I think they have some marijuana lounges there.
Oh yeah.
I think I lived there 2 years ago. I lived there for 1 year, and they were talking about opening them up. So I think by now they already have them.
That sounds pretty good.
I would bet they do.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good, man. Everybody here, they're being so fucking ridiculous about the laws. You can't grow weed. You can't fucking you can't do any weed in public. It's just fucking bullshit.
Well, even our laws, each city gets to vote on what they want to do. So even though it's recreational in my state, my city only allows the medical dispensaries, and they charge a 40% tax on the medical. Like, what the fuck?
But the medical people don't have to pay a tax, right?
No, they pay 40%.
What for medical?
40 for medical.
Here
40%.
They don't have medical places here anymore, but I have a medical card, and when I go to any dispensary, they're supposed to give me like a 20% discount because I'm not supposed to pay taxes.
No, fucking California's whack, dude. California fucking sucks. Dude, I'm so fed up with this. If anything, I hate Democrats because I fucking live here, dude. Everything is so regulated. I wish I could just go live in the woods. I might move up there one of these days. Who knows?
The Great White North is a beautiful place if you can. It's a lovely place to visit.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the West Side. But anyways, I don't know. I think that I really can't complain about Trump, man. Like
you could. You just don't.
I told you the other day. I told you the other day that if he fucking went and started shit with Iran, that I'd be disappointed. But I don't really see it. I think he kind of stood up to him, and I don't think anything came out of it. I think it's all theater anyway.
Well, I sure hope so. I hope it's just all gonna just fester out, just fade away. But that remains to be seen. I sure hope that
the people in Iran aren't fans of their government. I mean, even like there was some big demonstrations, that pro Soleimani or whatever. But, last month they burned down 800 banks in Iran. The people are fucking hella pissed, and they fucking revolt and riot, on like a yearly basis. And Soleimani, he was responsible for fucking putting down those unrests. So he killed like a couple hundred fucking of his own people.
Yeah, I heard they killed like 1,500 protesters.
I saw another good meme too. It was fucking so hilarious. It was just a famous one with Trump and Kim Jong-un, and then there's and they're making the funny faces. And the first one, Trump's like, "What's wrong, sweetheart?" And Kim Jong-un says, "I don't understand what I don't have that Iran has." And Trump says, "What? Do you want me to kill your generals?" And Kim Jong-un says, "No, that's all right. I killed them already."
I can do that. I got that covered.
Fuck. Yeah, but I don't know. I think that, like I said, we complain a lot about this, but I think just other places are so fucking shit, dude. And I think we're all talking monkeys, and it's hard to expect like too much out of us. But I think we're getting better. I'm not for killing millions of people. That's all I know, and I just want to not be killed too. And not that I think that anyone's gonna come kill us. I'm not scared of the boogeyman, but at the same time, fucking, the Russia-China shit, they got some gangster-ass technology, and it's fucking artificial intelligence might send out the Terminator robots someday, so I think it's better safe than sorry. I don't know.
Skynet is live, man, and we're all in a lot of trouble. But I don't know if there's going to be, I don't think that there's going to be any kind of a robot war coming anytime soon. But I think that there's a chance that things are beyond things are beyond our control. All I'm saying is that we'll get through it. Whatever it is that happens, robot war, nuclear war, whatever the fuck it is, okay? We always get through this shit. That's all I'm saying, okay? We've been through the shit again and again and again, and we always get through it. So don't no matter what they're saying, the fear thing is the fear porn says be afraid, just know we'll get through it. You don't have to be afraid because we're gonna get through it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And I wish the people of fucking the Middle East the best. I wish I wish they could have cohesive governments that look after their interests and don't fucking put them down and fuck up all their human rights. I think that's the same thing for China and Russia. I think Russia's pretty free for the most part. I think they got some issues. I wish we could get along with them, but I don't know. I think hopefully it goes in the right direction. I fucking wish the best for everybody.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks a lot for calling. It's good to hear from you.
All right. Talk soon, bro.
Okay. See ya. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hope everything goes really well for everyone, including our alien overlords. I think that, and that's what I'm saying. It's not that I hope that everything's going to go good for everyone. I mean, I hope that everything is going to go good, but I know that everything's going to be okay. Okay? Regardless of what it is that happens, it's going to be okay. Think about all the shit that you've worried about happening in your life. All the shit. I remember after 9/11, man, they kept talking about how the dollar was going to collapse. And I remember going out and buying rice and beans so that at least I had something that I'd be able to eat, right? At least I have rice and beans, man. I can survive on rice and beans. If I have rice and beans, I can survive. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go get some rice and beans. And I got rice and beans. I made sure I had plenty of rice and beans. And then nothing ever happened, So what I'm saying is just know that we'll get through it. That it's going to be okay. It might not turn out the way you want it to turn out. It might not turn out the way you hope it turns out. It probably won't. Shit like that rarely happens. But it's going to be okay. It always turns out okay, doesn't it? Hello, caller.
Michael, this is Steve McLennan reporting to you from Mox News in the middle of the ocean. I'm telling you what, Michael. Shit out here on the ocean, I tell you what, it's crazy. Michael.
It can get that way out there.
I'm telling you. Not even hurricane season, and I tell you what. I'm telling you, everything is okay. We're doing okay here currently in the ocean. It's been a complete shitstorm. No hurricane. We're going to do a weather report real quick. There has been no hurricane. It's just been amazing weather. We are out here. If I could tell you what we went through yesterday, Michael.
What ocean are you in?
We're currently in the Indian Ocean, I hope.
They don't have hurricanes. I told you they don't have hurricanes. Didn't I?
You told me that?
I did. They don't have hurricanes.
Well, clearly I wasn't fucking listening, Michael. I have a broadcasting degree, and I don't really know shit. I tell you what, it's running rampant all over the entire world. All these people, they have their fucking broadcasting degree and shit, and we don't know shit. Okay, so I'm just telling you, Michael. Stop giving me a hard time. You fucking pay me a fucking 6-figure salary per year, Michael, and I'd appreciate if you would understand that I can't help it that there is no fucking hurricanes going on here in the Indian Ocean, okay? I did not know that. It's great weather.
You did. I did know it.
The stars, Michael. The stars.
Steve,
you could have seen the stars.
I told you they don't have hurricanes, so you did know. They don't have hurricanes. They
I didn't.
They have cyclones.
I'm
ADD. They have cyclones and typhoons. Look it up. Go ahead.
I like Thai foods. I love Thai foods.
Oh, yeah, what's your favorite Thai foods?
I mean, something spicy or some shit. It's all spicy. Just give it to me. I'll eat it.
Oh man, I get this dish with green beans and chicken and a peanut sauce.
Love it.
Super spicy.
Sounds great.
Oh my god, it's fucking mouthwatering.
OMG, I'm telling you, you're making me hungry. I am currently still out here in the fucking ocean, Michael. Don't make me hungry. I'm telling you, this is completely fucked up. That you're making me so hungry, but I'm telling you, we had sashimi last night. I'm telling you, we did.
Hey, you got that one right.
Yeah, got it right. We're fucking nailing it to the wall.
How big a tuna did you catch?
I caught one.
How big?
I'm not greedy.
How big?
I'm not gluttonous.
Did he get it with the lizard?
A little fucker. I might have shed a tear.
Did you get it with the lizard?
Fuck yeah!
I told you.
I'm telling you, you want to know about some lizard shit? Oh my god. Well, you know what? If being out here in the middle of the goddamn ocean on a raft, you better get yourself some sunscreen. Well, you know what I did? I'm telling you, I picked up a shitload of lizards and put them into a makeshift basket that I created and made, and I built a lizard suit. I built a lizard suit. I currently have it on. I can't be sunburned, but you know what, Michael? I'm telling you, I am feeling like a reptilian shapeshifter right now. I tell you what, I might be losing it. I might be not. I could be.
You're not drinking the salt water, are you, Steve?
No, you can't drink that. I know that.
You can't drink the salt water.
Jesus Christ.
That'll make you go crazy right away.
I was born out there on the edge of the ocean, and my mom beat the shit out of me because I was always trying to eat the dirt and the fucking ocean and shit, and she was like, we can't have this for you, son. And so, yeah, no, I know better.
Okay, Steve.
I'm a good boy. All right. Well, you know what's even fucking crazier, Michael?
What's that, Steve?
We're fucking hanging out here in the middle of the Indian Ocean, and I've been MacGyvering some shit, and MacGyvering some shit up. And we got off the phone. I'm telling you, you wonder why we have so much battery power. I tell you what, well, I fucking took out of the helicopter a giant battery. I fitted it to the Mox News luxury motherfucking raft, which nobody even gives a shit about because they're so goddamn smart here in all of the world. But we're keeping it together with a positive attitude, whether you like it or not. And I took the battery, I took some wires, and then bing, bang, boom, I'm telling you, charging my phone, charging my tablet. I got Fifth Element on
Nice.
Movie 24/7. This Fifth Element movie is literally making me want to throw my tablet into the middle of the fucking ocean, Michael. I'm telling you, breaking news live right now.
Why?
Well, because I don't want to get into an argument about the Fifth Element right now. I've seen it probably about 26 times in the last 2 days. I don't really have shit out here to do in the middle of the fucking ocean, but to watch the goddamn Fifth Element. It's a great film. Fucking a lot of really intelligent people know about this film. It's breathtaking, Michael. And it's taking my breath. But what I really want to tell you is, you think we're fucking around over here. Well, Mox News has got a new vehicle. Mox News has got a new vehicle. The shit is off the hook. It is off the hook. Well, I tell you what, Michael, we got off the line. These sons of bitches trying to roll up in the middle of the ocean. I'm trying to take a vacation. I'm here in the middle of the ocean. These sons of bitches try to roll up on me in the middle of the ocean, thinking I don't have a motherfucking flare gun. Well, you know what? I didn't fire off my flare gun. You know what I did? I did a backflip off of my fucking Mox News raft into the ocean, and I swam around way far. These goddamn pirates pulled up in their fucking boat. No joke. And you know what I did? They fired rounds, and I'm telling you, it was chaotic. They fired rounds into the boat, the raft. Oh my God, what a great distraction that was. And you know what happened was I fucking held onto the fucking back of the goddamn pirate ship, and I spent about 5 hours cruising through the ocean, attached to the back of the pirate ship, just fucking holding on for dear life. And all the fucking Mox News listeners out there in the world that give a shit about something of value, I hung on to the goddamn fucking boat. And you know what? Those sons of bitches finally gained some land, and I continued to wait. And you know what I did? I jumped in the fucking boat, and I fucking got the fuck out of there. And currently, Michael, you know what I'm doing? I went back to the raft because this raft is legit. Love the raft. And currently, the Mox News luxury raft is towing the pirate ship. We have a motherfucking Mox News pirate ship in the middle of the ocean right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Mox News pirate ship. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody even understands or even knows about this. This is exclusive. It's completely exclusive. Ladies and gentlemen, I still have my tablet. I'm watching The Fifth Element in the back of a pirate ship right now.
Well, that sounds more comfortable than your.
I would send you an emoji right now with a yellow face, because I've been really tanned, but I got my motherfucking reptilian shape shifting David Icke costume on right now, and if I could send you an emoji, it would have some sunglasses on. Because I need those right now. I tell you what, it's kind of Jesus.
I should have stolen from the pirate, man. The pirates all have sunglasses.
Hey, Michael, you want to know what because you think I'm out here in the ocean, I don't know what's going on. Well, I'll tell you what, there's all this breaking news about airliner. There's this giant fucking airplane that crash landed. It's a very tragic story. But you know what? I think I actually have the inside scoop on this, Michael. And I'm telling you, somebody might have released an 86-foot anaconda in that plane. I'm not kidding you. And the fucking pilot just had to fucking lay it down. He had to lay it down nose first. It is utterly, you've ever seen that movie? There's a movie out there, I'm pretty sure, a real clear documentary about having a snake on the plane. And I tell you what, this is it's a really sad story, and I hope everyone understands that we care. We care out here, and Michael, I'm just saying, I'm hanging out over here in the goddamn Mox News.
Steve, well, I'm glad you got a boat. I mean, it sounds like you're.
It's not a boat, Michael. God damn it! You better get the words right now.
Like
it's not a boat. It's
sounds
a
like
pirate ship.
You're moving up in the world.
Well, we got a pirate ship now. How the fuck am I gonna?
Well, be careful. You don't want the U.S.
How the fuck am I gonna crash this
trying
shit?
to save you in a pirate
I don't
ship.
think. I'm just gonna hang out here in the middle of the Indian Ocean. I am strapped with a flare gun. Nobody's fucking with me.
Nobody's gonna fuck with you, except for maybe the Navy. If you see the Navy coming, just put your hands up in the air.
And even a shark. I'll tell you what, that shark, a shark or a bear or a fucking goddamn a tiger or a fucking, a chimpanzee or a goddamn even a little black widow. I will fuck a black widow up, Michael. I will take a black widow and fucking shove it on. No, dude, I feel bad now. No, I won't hurt a black widow. Jesus Christ, I feel bad. I feel really bad about that. I feel such a little shit. The little black widow just like trying to bite you and just inject poison in you, but he's so little.
You gotta kill the black widows, dude.
Like a giant fucking load of governments doing the same thing. I'm actually, if I see a black widow, now I think about it,
you gotta kill the black widows, dude.
I'm killing it. I'm fucking going to smash it with my shoe, and if you don't like it, well, we're doing it whether you like it or not. We don't give a shit out here in the middle of the fucking ocean. The ocean is amazing. I'm telling you, everyone is at war, Michael. I got a lot of time. I can sit here all fucking day, Michael. If you got to get off the line, I mean, you gotta go.
I gotta go.
I mean, I can tell you about the sky and the stars.
I gotta go.
We ate sushi. We ate sashimi, and we're shimmying it up. I fucking did a dance routine on my own. Motherfucking, man, I was like doing some choreographic dance routines. I was just like living it up. I was feeling the movie.
It sounds like you're having a good time, Steve.
There's a lot of great soundtracks off the Fifth Element, I'm telling you.
It's a great movie. It's a great
movie.
This
shit is, it's one of those movies that you think is old, but it's just revolutionizing the entire planet.
It's timeless.
Timeless. It's breathtaking.
Steve, I gotta go.
I have to go. I'm going. I am getting off here.
Okay, Steve, I gotta go.
You're wasting too much of my time over here in the ocean.
Okay, I gotta go, Steve.
Energy in. I love all of the fucking. I'm telling you, we're just laying out here in our motherfucking David Icke motherfucking reptilian shapeshifter.
I'm jealous of that. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I would be jealous of that too. But you know what? I'm really sad for all the little lizards. But I'm telling you, I needed some sunscreen.
All right, hey,
rough out here in the middle of the ocean.
I gotta go, Steve.
I'm telling.
I gotta go. I'm glad that you got some sunscreen. I'll talk to you soon.
What?
I'll talk to you soon. All right.
I can't hear you.
All right, well, we'll talk soon. You stay safe.
I can't hear you.
Stay safe, Steve.
Where?
All right, bye.
Go where?
Bye.
I can't go.
All right, that's Steve McClanahan in the middle of fucking Indian Ocean, I guess. And we do this every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific. Same Mox time, same Mox channel. Hope we see you tomorrow because it'll be TGIF. And you know we love the TGIF. We'll talk again soon, I hope. Thanks to all the callers. Thanks to all the viewers. And it wouldn't be the same without you. Mox News thrives solely on contributions from good people like you. So if you want to see Mox News continue and be strong, please give something back. It's easy to do at moxnews.com, or there's clickable links in the description box of this video. I will talk with you again tomorrow, I hope. Bye.
No matter which mouth you feed on a two-headed snake, it still shits the same turd. But lucky for you, you have Mox News. More than 10 years. More than 60,000 videos. Mox News has been filtering the nonsense and illuminating the bullshit from your mainstream media. Turn off your TV and turn on to Mox News. For over a decade, documenting the socio-political events that have etched and carved the pathways that define today's modern mess, Mox News has been providing clarity while faithfully bringing you today's relevant stories 100% commercial-free and subscription-free. And just like Lady Liberty vows to remain free. But at this time, we're asking you for your help, your patronage, and your support to keep the lights on and the videos rolling. For less than 17 cents per day, you can become a basic subscriber, knowing that your donation is truly making a difference that will help continue bringing the news stories that make a difference in your life. Turn on, tune in, and drop a couple dimes today by clicking the link below or visiting moxnews.com and show your support at any level. From a single one-time donation or dedicated monthly subscriber, do it now in less than 2 minutes. All donations are safe, securely processed, and verified using PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover Card. As always, we're sure you'll find something of interest each and every day. This holiday season, give the gift of Mox. moxnews.com.